Big news, everybody. Hats are back in stock on sportingchancepod.com. Select t-shirts are $10 off and sticker packs are half off. Go get them while you can. And if you want to lurcher, head on over to Clover Creek Canine on Facebook and message our friend Sean O'Neill today. For your micro hawking and redtail supplies on the East Coast, visit mountainstatefalconrysupply.com. To get the tightest braided equipment on the market, visit midnightfalconry.com. And last but not least, to add a goshawk to your hunting arsenal, go on over to northmountaingoshawks.com today and put in your order for next year's hunting partner. All right, everybody. Just a quick little bit of information before this episode. I had some technical errors on my end for some strange reason. I feel like it's a Wi-Fi issue, like our Wi-Fi router is starting to go out. And I'm kind of in and out for some of the episode. There's a certain point when I'm laying on the bed on the other side of the room listening, and I could hear Casey say things like, "Isn't that right, Aaron?" And I don't know if it picked up on the recording, but I yell across the room, "Yeah, that's right." So it's a really good episode. It's a fun episode, and I hope you guys enjoy. But I wanted to start off by giving our condolences to a handful of falconers out there. In no particular order, they have had birds that have died doing what birds are supposed to be doing in hunting. And Casey, feel free to chime in on this. For friend of the show, Ian. I'm blanking on Ian's last name. What is his last name?
Ian Anderson.
That's right, Ian Anderson. Yeah, Ian Anderson, good friend of the show, longtime supporter of the show, one of our early guests. And me and Ian actually talked for a long time about chamber-raised goshawks. He had one a season before I had mine, and we both got them from Lance Christensen, and they were both just incredible birds. But Ian's imprint, North American, that he got from Seth Roy, passed away in the field due to a hunting accident. So our hearts go out to Ian on that one. And by all accounts, that was a wonderful bird. Second, I want to shout out a good friend of mine. I haven't known him too terribly long, but he's down in Texas, Matt Herrera. He lost his Harris hawk due to a hunting accident in the field, no fault of his own. Shout out to Matt. Friend of mine, Travis, here in North Carolina, Travis Whitaker. He lost his Cooper's hawk due to an accident at home that was also through no fault of his own. Just absolutely brutal stuff. Accipiters are one of those birds that will find a way to hurt themselves. If you don't, well, no matter what you do, they're going to find a way to hurt themselves. So shout out to Travis on that one. And Jim Platosh, another friend of the show, longtime supporter of the show. He lost his chamber-raised goshawk this year. And last but not least, the subject of this show, UB Everett. He lost his goshawk due to a golden eagle attack of all things in the field, which is just absolutely insane. You can just add that to the long list of ways that goshawks can get themselves killed. But UB was out there doing what he's supposed to be doing with his hawk. And golden eagles, he says, are kind of a menace out there, that they're just a constant presence and you always got to worry about them. And sure enough, his goshawk met its end at the claws of a golden eagle.
And there's one more that I just remembered. I don't know his first name and I feel bad, but we were friends on Instagram. Drake the Birdman on Instagram. His bird died of some sort of a viral infection after tangling with an owl. Like 3 days later, the bird passed away, and it was the first year. By all accounts, it was going to be a great bird, moving right along, and had an interaction with an owl, and it was either a puncture wound, an infection, and the bird is no more. So, I mean, and I'm sure we're missing a whole bunch more this year, but I think we're going to make it a tradition at some point throughout each year of the show to shout out, all the birds that are lost and dogs in the field.
And there's one more who lost a bird who our hearts go out to. Friend/enemy of the show, John Mounier. John lost a Harris hawk fairly recently. And we hope these people don't mind us airing this. it's no shame that they've lost these birds. That's the thing you do. These birds live tenuous existences and quite often meet an untimely end, much like they do in the wild. Birds, the mortality rate of birds in the wild is super high, and falconry birds, fortunately, tend to have a lower mortality rate, but it's still entirely possible because we replicate to the best of our abilities the things that these birds are supposed to be doing, and that's hunting.
Well said, Aaron. Well said. And I almost lost my bird too. Moose knocked himself silly, eyeballs bulging out, pupils completely blown open. Just gave him anti-inflammatories, and it was basically just like a roll of the dice if he was going to live, and he lived. So
I'm glad he's still with us. So real briefly, before you guys get into the show, we just want to address, since it's so timely, we just dropped the episode with NAFA Vice President Heath Garner. It attracted some attention online, safe to say, and there were some people who were not happy with our line of questioning for Heath. We were accused of being disrespectful to Heath, which did not feel like that on the show while we're sitting here talking. And even after the fact, I followed up with Heath and I said, hey, man, if we came off as disrespectful, that's not how it was intended. Heath told me, nope, didn't feel disrespectful at all. So Heath gets it. But our thing all along has always been NAFA is subject to critique. And if we're not picking at it and critiquing it, it's not going to get better. Like, we want it to be better. We want it to be the best representation for falconers on the planet. Like, that's our goal. We don't want to tear NAFA down. And as a membership driven organization, as they say, it is something that I feel like members should talk about and should be able to weigh in on. And if you don't appreciate our concerns that we feel like we've said in the past, we think the president and vice president should be voted on. We feel like they need to pursue the opening of eagles, the eagle take. We feel like they need to pursue the ability for falconers to captive breed eagles in captivity. We also agree that peregrine take should be normalized. There's a lot of things. We think that they should support the states in their efforts against the state government when the state restricts falconry too much. And by all accounts, they do a lot of this, but a lot of this they do without us knowing about it. They're working behind the scenes. And Heath was able to share a lot of the things that they're working on, which was great. And Heath came out of that episode looking really good, in my opinion, as he should have, because he's a good dude. He's a smart dude. He's a hard worker. I personally was happy with how it came across, but I was a little disappointed that some people were just kind of outright nasty about the whole thing, even to the point that somebody quit NAFA is a rumor that they lost a member.
Yeah, they were trying to demand like a refund for their membership because of the fact that Heath appeared on our show.
It's kind of crazy that we're that controversial.
I don't really think that we are. I think based off of what the feedback we were seeing on NAFA's page when they shared our episodes, which was very nice of them to share it, and on Heath's personal Facebook page, it just seems like some of the people from a different generation are not, they don't like to see anybody question or show any type of pushback. It's kind of just, I hate to say it like this, but just do what you're told. And he was talking about, respecting the adults in the room. And I'm like, dude, I got a falconry license. This is all I care about. Like, I want to know what's going on.
That was surreal. That was John Goodell. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. He's the head honcho of the Falconry Archives. Okay. He said that we were disrespectful to Heath and so on and so forth, and just so weird to have that guy of all people being. I mean, and we open ourselves to criticism by posting the podcast, but it didn't seem like he wanted to hear it out at all. So we're going to add the Archives of Falconry to our enemy list here at the Sporting Chance.
Now we're just going to We're just going to talk about them until they come on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're going to critique them. They're not filing good enough. They're not organized enough.
No, that's not our goal. And kind of my initial thought, and I didn't really want to argue with him and Keith's, comment section on Facebook. But I mean, listen, for me personally, I'm not going to speak for Aaron, but if I have to sacrifice my perceived reputation in falconry as a disrespectful person to help NAFA, because that was our goal, and I think it did help. I mean, I signed up. I wasn't 100% convinced, but Heath did a really good job of giving us answers to the best of his ability, the questions we were asking, to the point where I made an effort and I sat on my phone for about 4 hours trying to figure out how to sign up. And I signed up, and a bunch of people in NAFA started like messaging me, and they're like, "Oh, finally!" And everybody, So I'm a NAFA member now, and I personally, and Aaron too, I think we can double their membership. I think we can go from 1,300, which is abysmal, to 2,600, and I think we can do that. And if you're not a member of NAFA, join NAFA, and it will make us look good. Because if they get an influx, it's going to be because of us. And if you support us and you're not a member of NAFA, we would appreciate if you could join NAFA, because there's some stuff that's going to start changing. Things are going to be getting done, and not necessarily because of us, but I mean, at a certain point, it's kind of like, you shine a light on something, and at a certain point they have to address it and they have to answer it. And if that helps get things moving, then so be it. And if the Archives of Falconry guy has a problem with our line of questioning, like, I could care less. I could walk past him in ShopRite. I wouldn't even know who he is. And that's no disrespect to him.
Yeah, and I could walk past him in Food Lion or Piggly Wiggly, and I'd have no idea.
I could be getting my hair cut that I don't have right next to him, and I wouldn't know who he is. No, I'm just kidding. But like, and that's no disrespect to any of these people. And like, I don't want, it may come off that way, but we are extremely grateful and thankful for the people that came before us in falconry, paving a way for us, fighting the good fight. There's no disrespect for us. Enthusiasm, passion, maybe, but I mean, I was disrespectful towards the Eagle people, but they kind of deserve it. But I respect these people that came before us and paved the way for falconry in the United States, and I'm eternally grateful to them. But if I'm seeing and hearing things in the real world, because the NAFA, like we said, my opinion is, it seems as though there's a bubble and everybody else is outside the bubble. I've been outside the bubble for 15 years. I was a member of NAFA when I was a kid. And I'm hearing stuff left and right and center from all these different people, like people that are respected, and they're not going to share it publicly. And so this is what's going on. Like, this is why not the majority of falconers in the United States are members of NAFA, because of various reasons and grievances. So, it's not unfounded, the questions we were asking. Most of the questions we were asking, for myself personally, I didn't even know like what was going on. I was just hearing from people that are reputable. This I don't like, that I don't like. So I was asking questions based off of that. It wasn't just us coming up with these questions. So I hope that these people can understand, but I don't think they really want to understand. I think they just have an opinion of us, and that's totally fine. You know what I mean? It really is what it is. Can't please everybody.
Well said, Casey. I want to reiterate what Casey said. If you are not a member of NAFA, we encourage you to join, and you do not enact change by just sitting on your hands and doing nothing. If you do not like the way that NAFA operates, join NAFA, vote on all the elections, and consider running for a position yourself. I would love to see somebody like Rick Thompson in Ohio run as a director.
Yeah, Rick's the man.
I'm thinking about destroying Tyler Rankin as the Southeast director, coming for him and taking him out at the knees.
Yep, and I'm going to go after Jimmy G.
Yeah, and you should go after
Jimmy G's a wiry sucker, though. I don't know. That might be kind of. He seems like in a scrap, he's a little slippery. Jimmy G. He's a tough guy.
100%.
He's a tough guy. No, he's doing a good job, but when he's ready, you know what I mean. And this is the only way things are going to get done. So
no. And here's the thing: is all the people we've talked to. We talk soon. An episode with Corey Rolke are coming out. NAFA's run by a bunch of great people. Like, there's a bunch of really solid. Like, everyone we've talked to has been a solid dude, but they're just a small part of a large organization that they themselves are not capable of enacting all the change. But all that, regardless, get involved in NAFA, join NAFA, make your voice heard. There's a lot of people who are members of the American Falconry Conservancy and NAFA. Myself, well, I put in an application for the AFC. I haven't heard back from them yet. I guess they take time to review it. They review all the applications. They make sure you're a falconer. And another thing on the subject of destroying Tyler Rankin and Jimmy G is people can't take jokes. That's something that's pretty damn obvious from the Facebook commentary. There's this guy who was crying because we've been critical of Harris Hawks. I'm like, dude, the majority of my falconry career has been spent flying Harris Hawks. I cried when my Harris Hawk died. I feel like crying right now thinking about when she died. All of this stuff about us being critical of Harris Hawkers and Harris Hawks is an absolute joke. We have had, out of all of the episodes we've had, I think it's possible the majority of those episodes are Harris Hawkers. I just like majority. Off the top of my head, Joe Hance, John Mounier, Tyler Rankin, the Colsons, Greg Passwaters, Tom Cullen. It just goes on and on and on, like that narrative. Like, yeah, we get our jabs in, we joke about them, but it's just a joke. People chill out, okay?
Yeah. Well, here it is. This is the issue, Aaron, is that some people are tuning in, and this is fine. This is every podcast. Some people are tuning in for a specific guest because I know that person, and they're listening. And most people do that with a lot of podcasts, and that's normal. So one guy messaged me and he said, I really like what you guys are doing, but the whole stuff about Harris Hawking is, it's a little like, I think if you didn't talk about it so much, people would like listen to you guys more. And I gave him, I took time out of my day. I get messages nonstop on social media. It's insane. And I took time and I answered him and I gave him an answer. And then he must have went back and like just started listening to like a bunch of episodes. And then he messaged me back and he's like, all right, now I feel like an asshole because I can see it's just all one big like running joke on the show. And it's just a joke, and then he was kind of like, I see what you're saying, but I guess he does have a point where if you're not, a listener of the show, like a regular weekly listener of the show, you're not going to be in on a bunch of the jokes. And that's, that's on us too. But I mean, if you are if you're out there flying birds and you have friends of yours that are flying birds, different birds, you're all busting each other's chops. That's just normal. There's jokes going around left and right. Like if you can't take a joke or understand that it's a joke, I can't understand. I can tell you that it's a joke, but I can't understand it for you. Like it's just a joke.
These people will say the young generation's the soft generation. Apparently the older generation is the soft generation because those are the ones that can't handle a joke. So
100%.
All that being said, more to come on the whole thing. Please enjoy this episode with UB. He's a great dude and he's been demanded as a guest. So you guys enjoy. All right. Welcome everyone to the Sporting Chance podcast. Today we are joined by UB Giberson, also known as Everett Giberson. Did I get that right?
You got that right.
Yeah. All right. Most people just call him UB.
Yeah.
UB. And do you care to tell everyone what that stands for?
It stands for Uncle Bub. It's when I was about to be born, my parents asked my sister what she wanted to call me, and she just said Uncle Bub because that's what everyone calls my dad back home. So
now, are you an actual uncle yet?
I have like 6 or 7 nieces and nephews, or I'm even a grand uncle or great uncle or whatever.
Oh wow!
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So UB was just telling me, I knew that you were in service with Tyler Sladen, but it turns out it goes much deeper than that. So could you share that again?
Yeah. So Tyler and I, we both went to Southern there in Jersey. And so like him and I went to vocational school. So I used to drive him to school and, we went all through that, graduated. And then He joined the Army like 6 months before me. And then I joined 6 months later, and we ended up in the same unit. And then we ended up on the same tank crew. We were fucking a killer ass team too.
That's wild.
What's that like? Is it okay? So the only thing I have as a reference is what's that movie Fury?
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Okay.
Just like the fire commands and stuff. I guess those dudes went and did some research, hung out with some actual tankers.
Right.
I think they went to like El Paso or something like that with those guys. But it's pretty accurate, and like the crew camaraderie and stuff. Like you're stuck in a tank with 3 other dudes, and you gotta like shit and piss and live and smell for 30 days with each other at a time. So it's a fun time.
How hot is it in a tank in Iraq?
I never deployed overseas. I just did like Germany and Korea and Texas and California and stuff. But I bet that it's pretty damn hot. But there's also like the tank is chemical.
How hot is it in a tank in Texas?
It can be really freaking hot. Especially like if you're in the gunner's position, you're holding like a little remote like this, and then all behind this wall here that you're like you got your face pressed up against it is all hydraulic lines that's just cooking. So like if you watch any of those tank gunnery videos and you hear that like whining noise, that's the hydraulics going. But it's pretty fucking hot there. There's these chemical hoses that you're supposed to like hook up to your mask to over pressurize the unit. So that way, if you go into like a chemical area, all the chemicals get blown out of the tank. But we would take it off and like you had basically a onesie. It's for tankers. We had tanker boots, which are unique to tankers, and we had onesies basically that were fire resistant. And you grab the hose and you stick that down there and zip both ends up, and then you got like a air conditioning blowing on your balls.
Oh, that's nice. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Dude, how much does a tank cost? I mean, it's got to be like $1 million, right?
I think it's 74 million or something like that. When I was in, I think it was 74 million.
That's insane. So to be a tanker, do you have to like learn how to like fix it, like operate every piece of it? And it's like,
yeah. So there's
put the tracks back on and stuff. If something happens, like it's got to be a crazy job.
There's different like skill levels. So like when you're E1 to 3, you're like a 10 level. And then it becomes 20 level when you start going and on with your rank. So you have to learn like certain things and be pretty savvy with it. But basic stuff like that, everyone on the tank crew knows. And then as it gets more difficult with your rank and stuff like that, you learn all the different shit. Like by the time you're a tank commander, you know how to like rewire your entire comms to hook your phone up to it to play whatever you want through the comms and stuff. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Those things haul ass too, right? I saw a video; it was going like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like
did not realize that.
At 45 miles per hour, you can shoot accurately. After that, it starts getting a little weird because I guess the computers or something doesn't. But about 47 is like as fast as you can go, kind of like downhill.
Maybe not 60. I'm known to exaggerate. Yeah, man, that's amazing. But yeah, tell us like, I hate to just start like at the beginning, like everybody else's, how'd you get into falconry? But like, what led up to that? Like, what was your childhood like? Like, what got you interested in that lifestyle?
So I just grew up like hunting and fishing, and my dad was in the Navy, and some of his best stories were about being in the Navy. And that kind of like steered me that way. I always like, pretty much I lived in Jersey. So like all of the hunting crowd were pretty much veterans and stuff too that we kind of hung out with, and just kind of led me in that direction there. And I like was going to join the Marines, and I went to the recruiter there, and he just had like a bag full of words, and he's like, "Does this word mean something to you?" And I'm like, "Not really." And that was like his selling point on joining the Marines. And I'm like, "You could have done a little better on that." So I went next door to the Army recruiters, and they were just cool, regular dudes, and yeah, they got me on like the right track of what I wanted to do, and they could actually
That's
guarantee
awesome.
you to do certain jobs. Whereas like all the other branches, I guess you can sign up to be whatever and end up being a fry cook. So
Yeah, don't like you like request what you'd like to do, and then they're like, yeah, buddy, we'll get you, we'll get you there. And then like as soon as you sign the papers, they're like, get your ass out, get the fuck
out. Yeah, I guess that's how the other
Put this apple on your head.
yeah, let's go. Yeah,
yeah, it's cool. My dad's biggest regret growing up, and you can't watch a war movie with the guy because you cannot watch a war movie with him. He goes crazy because like I think one of his biggest regrets in life was not going to Nam. And every time we watch a war movie, he's like, get him, get down. And he's like screaming and stuff. And I'm like, Dad, Jesus. I think he dodged the draft like Trump did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Having too much money?
No. I think he was in college or something. I think when you're in college, like they'll not force you to or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
and they just end up driving a bus for 50 years.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, he loved it too. But
that's true. We need to thank him for his service.
Thank you for your service, Gary, driving that bus.
Someone's got to do it. Cool.
Yeah. So you grew up in Jersey because I'm from North Jersey, and you grew up talking to Tyler.
I lived in Ocean County.
You live in Ocean County. A lot of rabbits down there, man.
Yeah. I have. You're allowed to like go on the marshes there from like Tuckerton south, right? Like you're allowed to walk around on those.
Bro, I just go wherever I feel like it.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, I've only been there like 3 or 4 times, so I'm not doing too stuff. But yeah, I mean, dude, there's like you go down there at the right time and you hit the tides right. I mean, every one of those ditches, bro, is just like you can't even see the water, just filled with ducks, all different kinds of ducks, geese. Like it's amazing. It's crazy. So is that what you guys were doing? You were doing a lot of waterfowl hunting down there with your dad's friends and stuff like that?
Yeah. So my dad, he at one point was a duck guide and stuff there in Barnegat Bay and everything. But I mostly did deer. And then once I was like 17-ish, I think that's when I like really dove into waterfowl. And once you get into that there in Jersey, it's like you're so hooked, just wasting money, just all day long.
Yeah. Waterfowl, I feel like whitetail hunting and waterfowl in Jersey, like it takes over like your whole personality.
Yeah.
And like everything else, like people just do for fun here and there, like bear, you go out, there's like very limited seasons, and then small game, they'll just go out a little bit. But like the whitetail guys are like serious, and the waterfowl guys are like really serious from my experience.
Yeah. I was doing both. My uncle lived right down the road from my school, and during duck season, I would throw like an 8-foot rowboat in the back of my Ford Ranger. And then as soon as I got off of school, I would stop, pick up my shotgun, and go straight to the bay and just be out there, till dark and stuff.
Jump shooting?
I would do some jump shooting. Like especially if a good nor'easter came in, I would go jump shooting. I've almost died like in the waders and stuff, trying to jump shoot and stuff, crossing ditches. So that made me like a little wary, but I still was out there. I even got to a point where I was like, I'd put on a wetsuit, and be able to wade all the way out there and just chill by a sunken tree and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's sketchy. If you don't know where to cross, it's not safe.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've never heard of that. Wearing a wetsuit and just chill, ducking down the water, holding your gun up above, and that's cool. Is that commonly done? Because I don't really know much about duck hunting.
No. So it was a friend of mine. When I got out of the Army and stuff, I moved back to Jersey, and it was a friend of mine, and he was a big time surfer and duck hunter, and he told me about that he did it, and I was like, well, shit, if you're doing it, I'm gonna do it too, and there was like this one place, it was only like 10 minutes from our house, and we would go out there, and there was like a whole bunch of little cedar trees that were just there, like where you would be like on a normal tide, you'd be able to put a boat in or something like that, but we were able to just like use the juniper as cedar. to cover us, and then we'd put out our decoys, and they would just come in like they were blind, come right all the way up to.
That's awesome. Duck hunting is so fun,
How long
man.
could you be in a wetsuit in that type of weather?
I don't know. I never like tried to max it out or anything like that. But it was cool because if you shot something, you could just swim out and get it yourself instead of having a dog or taking a sneak box or something to get it. So it was pretty cool.
That's neat.
That's
man.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a different world down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know guys that I think I know guys that will wear wetsuits, but they also have like these like emergency like float stuff on them. So like if they get stuck or like the tide starts coming in or they step off in the wrong spot and the waders fill, they'll like pull it and
yeah. Yeah, with waders,
you got to be careful out there.
Definitely something you should do. But with like a straight up wetsuit, where I was in like a 5 mil or a 6 mil, if I was to like take my feet and just kind of lift them flat, my whole body would lift up and I'd float like I was in like a whole floating thing there.
Yeah, it's neat, man. Yeah, I actually you're getting me fired up. I want to go back down there now this year. So when did you move out west? Like when did that happen?
I think I moved out west like 9 years ago or 8 years ago. It was 8 years ago.
So you were in Jersey for that long, or you were somewhere else?
Yeah, I was in Jersey in the Army. Then I moved out west, and I've just kind of been bouncing around all throughout.
Gotcha. So when did you get into falconry? When did that start for you?
So I got into falconry. I was at that same meet with Tyler that there in Waco, Texas. Chris Starr reached out to Tyler, or maybe Tyler reached out to Chris, but about taking pictures of falconry and stuff. And I'd seen, Birds of Prey there at like that Harrisburg, Pennsylvania show. I would always get lost there. So like the idea of falconry was always in my head, just never had time for stuff like that. And then him and I went to that meet, met up with Chris and that whole gang of people. And, we had a blast doing that. And that pretty much like sparked the fire, and really haven't stepped away too far away from falconry since then.
Man, that's sweet. So Tyler got into it first, and then you followed suit.
Yeah. So Tyler got out, I think, a year and a half or something before me. I went to Korea. I re-enlisted to go to Korea because I was promised a tank commander spot. So that was important to me.
That's awesome. So tell us about it. Tell us more. So you just got it. So you were in Texas and you got into it, or you were in Jersey still when you got into it? Because I don't really remember seeing you around.
No, I wasn't in Jersey when I got into falconry, and I wasn't in Texas either. I originally became an apprentice in Missouri, then Nevada. Now I'm out here in Southwest. So, yep.
Awesome.
I took like a 4-year break from falconry. Yeah.
Why was that? Why is that?
Just it seemed like all the spots and stuff around here, it was pretty much just like basically just fur. And everyone else around here really liked fur. So I just kind of shifted over to just being an upland gun hunter. And I found a spot like in the past 2 years that was pretty sweet, that I think I can finally fly like chucker. So I'm going to do my best to like try and get that going.
I'm thinking about taking a 4-year break myself.
Yeah. It can get stressful sometimes, there's a lot going on sometimes.
Oh God. Yeah. It drives you up a friggin' wall, but you were slinging birds though. You were like catching ducks with goshawks. You were like doing everything.
Yeah.
So you started with a red tail in Missouri, chasing squirrels. I had a lot of fun there. So like in Nevada, it's obviously a very game rich place. It's kind of whatever direction you felt like going in the morning is what you could go catch. You could go catch ducks or rabbits, or I had a male goss and he wasn't really down for catching jackrabbits.
He got his ass kicked a bit too many times. So I never really caught any jacks with him. But ducks, it was fucking super cool. I had quite a few ditches that were just like 4 feet across, 5 feet across. So you got like perfect avenues to sneak up on, and you were able to like, I would yell and stuff, get the ducks going first, and then throw my bird. Which gave him a lot of time to, make some cool mid-air catches and stuff like that.
What part of Nevada was this?
Over towards like Reno area.
I've heard Nevada is just a really good place for game.
Yeah. I know you guys aren't like big fans of Chucker and Huns because being the whole non-natives and stuff, but...
Is it Chucker and a Hun? Aren't they the same thing?
No.
Bro, see, I don't even know. But I just know that they're an invasive species, basically, right?
They kind of are. It's real interesting because they, no one likes the cheatgrass and stuff, and they eat all the cheatgrass from the fires and stuff like that. And I always wonder if like them doing that is just spreading more seeds and stuff like that. But I love Chucker so much. Like that's all I like kind of daydream about every day is Chucker hunting and chasing them.
Yeah. I mean, when I've used them for bags and stuff like that, I mean, they could fly.
In order to be an invasive, though, don't they need to do damage?
Well, that's what I mean by possibly spreading like the seeds of the cheatgrass, because the cheatgrass is an invasive species, and Chucker would be a spreader. So I could see that being invasive for them, but there's
doesn't
so much
have to do damage, Aaron. It does not have to do damage. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. No, an invasive is just something that's not natural to the landscape and is there now. You understand? Doesn't have to cause any problems. Shut up, bro. Come on, man. There's such a lag with your computer.
White man.
The white man. Yeah, he's an invasive species. No, we had a long day. I was hawking squirrels today, dude, and my bird took a bite on the outside toe, and it's like all swollen.
Mm-hmm.
Her talons are like pretty dull. And I was trying to figure out why they're dull, and she's like letting go, and the squirrels are slipping, and I'm like, what the heck's going on here? And I was home yesterday early from work, just doing work around the yard, and I realized what it is. She's in a weathering area, tethered to a bow perch. She's fine like that. The problem is that my whole property is black walnut.
Yeah.
And all the black walnuts are like all over that whole area. And there's like 5 squirrels that just sit there and just like dehusk them. And she just baits all day long while I'm at work. And that's why like her talons are dull. She's like burning through calories like crazy. It's like really annoying. So now I should have, saw that coming, but, so I'm dealing with that. And then tonight we had an awesome hunt, but she took a little bite. So I was dealing with that. I was cleaning it and stuff like that. So I'm a little out of sorts. So forgive me.
Oh, it's all good.
I feel like go ahead.
I seen that you had a wrong nest issue going on.
Wrong nest? Oh,
yeah.
Today? Yeah. She saw the squirrel run up the tree, chased it, did this whole thing, chased it all through the woods. Then she was on the ground and and it's running up the tree, and then it goes into a nest, and she could clearly see it. So then she ladders her way up, but the tree she ended up like laddering in had a nest in it also. So I guess she just was like, oh, and then she just tore that nest apart. Mm-hmm. And then there was no squirrel in that nest. And then it literally like a half an hour went by, and I'm like pulling vines, trying to get her to get in the other nest. And I start walking away. And of course, right as I start walking away, after like a half an hour of waiting, I just hear all this commotion behind me. I turn around and she's up on the nest, just like leaves flying everywhere. And then the squirrel jumps out and is running down. I run back, I'm pulling vines. And dude, I mean, that squirrel, we worked that squirrel for literally like, I'm not even joking, like an hour and 45 minutes. We worked with that one squirrel. And then she ended up, she caught it eventually, and she caught it in a nest. It ran up into one nest. She tore that one apart. Then she's looping around the tree in the vines, and then it goes into another nest. She jumps on that nest, and it runs back up, and she literally went up and down the tree like 17 times, and then finally just like smashed it in the nest and like was fighting with it in the nest, and then like slid out of the nest and came down then it like spun around and bit her. She dropped it, and then they both just like boom, and then she just wrapped it up on the ground. And then I was like, I wasn't having it, so I just like stuck my hand in there and grabbed the thing by the face.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's like shrieking with its stupid little teeth and like trying to bite everything. And it was good, but I think in all those vines, and everybody that hawks squirrels in vines knows that like your bird could get bit because they can't like maneuver. And I think that may have been what happens, because she catches squirrels all the time, and like if she catches them clean, she doesn't get bit really. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm dealing with it. So goshawks do get bit by squirrels on occasion.
I have I caught a passage goshawk earlier in the month, last month. And it had some bites on its feet, and I'm betting that it's squirrel bites and stuff. I'm hoping to be able to. The thing that sucks here is like the kind of the access to the mountain. It's going to get snowed in like any day. At some point, it's just going to start snowing, and then probably stop around like March. So it'll just be hauling ass snow. I'm hoping that I get him, tamed down and start hunting him and be able to hopefully go catch a couple squirrels. I think that'd be really cool. And then hopefully just switch over to chucker and stuff and try,
Yeah. Have you flown many passages before in the past?
No, this will be my first one. I was initially trying to get a Cooper's hawk. So the whole time I was trapping, I kept seeing goshawks and stuff. Kept seeing coops, but it just never worked out. And then I eventually caught a passage male goss, and just what were you saying again?
No, I'm just curious how, like, if you've flown them before, like how you're training him, like what like methods you're doing, keeping him hooded a lot, you keeping short, like doing short sessions.
Yeah, I'm doing real short sessions. I'm hooding him all the time, except for when I'm training him. I took the hood off a couple of times. There in the beginning, he baited a few times. So I gave him some free time, probably like a week and a half in, gave him like a half an hour with the hood off. So that way he could, clean himself and get his feathers good and all that stuff. And then I rehooded him again. But I've basically just been strobing, and then I brought him into the living room area, just kind of getting him doing small jump ups and stuff to me. And then now I'm using like the reverse twilight, introducing him outside, which I didn't think it was going to freak him out as bad. But I think that I'm going to have to kind of take like a half step back and just kind of do shorter stuff now that I'm outside. My setter, she kind of scared him yesterday, and I was like, all right, just no dog today. I'll try again. And he was still like not really having it that much. He didn't really want to do any jump ups to me or anything. So I was like, all right, I'll just take a half step back, and I'm not like in any race or anything like that. So I'm just taking it real slow with him.
Yeah. I think the worst thing, I've never flown a passage. I always wanted to, but it's just like at a certain point, it's like we're all looking at each other on social media, and we're all like, oh, I gotta, if you just like really just follow the bird's cues and just calm down, like most stuff will work itself out. It's just, you know what I mean? We all find ourselves in that. I have this bird from Maine. It was pulled late, like 25 days old. It's might as well be passage. I mean, it's so much fear. And I'm like, it's November, and now he's finally calm. Now he's finally like hanging out, sitting on my knee while we're just hanging out outside. He's preening. But like before that, it was like literally like wings out. If I moved, he would like flare up his wings at me. And I'm like, this is not an imprint. This is like something completely different. And it took us this long, and I'm like tempted to be like, oh, like it's taken so long. But it's like, I can't force anything to happen with him. Otherwise, I'm just going to ruin him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, same thing with you. How are you trapping your birds out there? Because when I hear goshawk, you trap the goshawk, I'm thinking you're on a ridge in a blind. What was it?
A box trap. So we, it's not a huge ridge, but like right here on the ranch, there's like an old ass stream that comes down, and like right on our old stream here, that's like the first time that I'll see, like if I see a Cooper hawk or something anywhere, I see it over here first at like the old stream head. So I set up a box trap because I was using a BC. I had a lot of friggin' fun trying to trap with a BC. I would put out my coyote call and put on dying meadowlark, and it would bring in all the birds of prey and stuff. Would have all sorts of shit coming in. And then I would sit up there with my 17 and the coyotes that would come in. I'd shoot coyotes while calling birds of prey to get to the BC.
Oh, and, that's cool as hell, man. That's neat. I never heard anybody doing that.
Was it a Fox Pro UB?
Say again, it just broke up.
Man, I definitely just need to hand it over to Casey today.
No, you're good. He's asking if you're using a Fox Pro call.
I'm using a Lucky Duck, but it's an e-collar.
Okay, so you like program it and like just push whatever you want. It's got like a bazillion sounds on it, right?
Yeah, it's got a whole shit ton of sounds on it. I like absolutely love coyote hunting. Like I love the fuck out of coyote hunting. I'll go like 3-4 times a week, you know? But yeah, I set out the box trap over there, with a pigeon in there, and, I have pretty bad IBS. So I literally came inside, shit my brains out, and then came out, and there was a freaking goshawk in the trap.
Oh God. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah. I know a couple of people that had it. You just like shitting nonstop all the time. But when you say a box trap, are you referring to like a Swedish goshawk trap?
Not a Swedish goshawk trap. It's a 3x3x3 with like a 6-inch hole on the top of it, and it'll have a board across, and it's all meshed in and painted black. Jeff Reddick messaged me when he seen me doing all the BC trapping for coops, and he said like if I really wanted to, catch an accipiter, the box trap is the way to go. And he sent me like a picture, and I built it. And then we had a cold front, and I was like, this is the fucking time. I talked to McDermott, and he said that he won't do a passage coop past Halloween. So I was like, if I don't catch a coop, I was going to try and catch like a Merlin or something like that and do small birds with that.
Gotcha. I'm still not 100% understanding the trap. It's like a plywood box painted black with mesh on the top.
No, so it'll be like completely netted all the way around.
Okay.
And it'll be the one that I use like 1-inch PVC pipe to make basically a cube. And I put the mesh netting all the way around it. And I put a 2x8 across, and I cut a 6-inch hole, and I did like a little PVC neck on there, like that long. That's a 6-inch hole, and you put a pigeon in there. You just leave a door on the side of it, and they like hop on there and go in, and
like a funnel trap, kind of.
Yeah.
Is there separation between the netted area and the pigeon, or you want the bird to kill it and start eating it?
Yeah, I just let it kill it and eat it.
And it could technically fly back out through the hole, but it would have to it's like almost impossible, right?
Yeah. Yep, because it's centered in there.
That's interesting. Why not just do a Swedish goshawk trap where like it's like the same thing? I mean, it's more work to make it, I guess, with the springs and,
yeah.
But
this is very simple. And, Jeff told me to like make it super lightweight and stuff so I can just transport it anywhere. I mean, it's literally just, what is it, like 12 feet of freaking PVC, basically. So the weight of that's all the whole trap is. Whereas a goshawk is heavy as shit, and you know.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. You glue all that together?
No, I just inserted it with the knife and stuff.
You're supposed to you're supposed to prime and glue those joints, as a make sure everything's good. No, I'm just kidding. Stupid plumbing joke. Man, that's neat, man. That's really fascinating. That's I've never really heard about that trap. That's cool, and I like the idea. I like the idea of leaving the pigeon accessible to whatever you're trapping to limit the bird destroying itself in there trying to get away. You know, if it can kill it and start plucking it and eat it, it may try to fly a couple times. And then once it realizes like I can't leave, it's just going to stay there and keep eating it. Then, because you set I know people that set the Swedish goshawk trap and like go to work and it's like they come home from work like, 9 hours later and there's like a Cooper's hawk in it and the thing's been just smashing around in there for like 8 hours,
Tail feathers are fucked.
Yeah. So I think that's a really good idea that like, let it kill. I mean, I guess you could just go through pigeons though. If you got like a lot of coops and stuff, if you're not looking for one, that could get a little annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, that's a pretty clever idea. That's neat.
Yeah, not my idea. Jeff Reddick is the one who reached out to me about it.
So Jeff Reddick invented that trap?
No.
Okay.
He learned from some guy in Alaska. I called him about it, and I was like, "What the fuck you mean?"
Yeah.
And he said he learned it from some guy that was trapping a whole bunch of goshawks up in Alaska.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's up in Alaska, it's a different world, man. Like I talked to, Mike Radford and stuff, and it's just like you just drive outside of Anchorage and there's like 10 nests, like just like red tail nests, like our red tail nests, just like they know where they are. There's one there, another one will pop up here, they'll move a little, and it's like, you want a goshawk? Go get a goshawk. It's like crazy. Even the fact that you're saying that you're seeing them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing them. I'm looking, it's like this. That's like, to me, that's crazy. Like you never see a goshawk.
Yeah.
Unless you're up on the ridge and it just like a ghost and then you never see it again. That's it.
So I go dusky grouse hunting a ton and I'm always up on the mountains and stuff. So that's why I'm always seeing them.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that shit, to be honest with you, bro, I'm not going to lie. Seeing those posts, that shit pisses me off, bro. Because you should, like, you know what I mean? Like with the gun, I'm like, bro, throw that gun, like get your bird up there, man. Like you could get your setters are on point. Obviously, they know what they're doing. Metaphorically and literally, they're on point.
Yeah.
And it's like, get your friggin' bird up there, bro. Have you tried that before?
I tried it in Nevada, and my bird got dusted. But
she got dusted by a dusky grouse.
Yeah, it was later in the year. Like there was snow on the ground and stuff, so like it was a big mature dusky, and I had seen it, and my dog was on point, but she was like 40 yards off. They're big stinky birds,
right?
So like she was off in the distance, and I seen it just like barely stick its head out underneath this tree. And I'm like, all right, this is perfect. Like I rarely exactly know where the heck they are, So like I angled myself and started walking up, got as close as I could. And, I was expecting it to be like a duck flush, and just the bird smoked it. And nah, it kicked up a gear. I actually had today, I was on this knob and my dogs went on point. So I'm probably like 50 yards out from where the bird is. And the bird gets up and I'm like, all right, whatever. Sometimes, they'll bust early or something like that. But this bird busted and started going. And I was like, all right, fuck you, bird. And gave it 2. And I missed it. But this golden eagle, and that's what I think it busted from. This golden eagle was like fucking wings tucked in, just like coming down like a damn peregrine and just like, shoo. And I watched the dusky. Like after I shot, I could see it just like trailing down the side of the mountain. And I watched it like put in, and the golden eagle was like hot on its damn tail. It was the coolest golden eagle thing I think I've ever seen.
That's insane. That's so neat. And it's beautiful country up there. Like your pictures and your videos up there. I mean, that looks like incredible habitat up there. Like just absolutely beautiful with the pines and your dogs on point. I mean, it's beautiful, man. It's nice up there. But I'd love to see you do it more with a bird, a goshawk or something.
I will. Yeah. Going forward, I will. Like when I first came out here, like I'm still learning all the birds and stuff like that of the West. So like, even when I did that, I thought I knew a whole bunch about dusky grouse, and I didn't. Now I know a shit ton of dusky grouse stuff. I know where like the young are, and as they get older, like the patterns and stuff that they do. So now I can pretty much like walk out and be like, okay, today I want to get a bunch of contacts, so I'm going to go after the younger ones, whether in the cubbies and stuff like that. And I know so much more now than when I did last time I tried it, that I think whenever I'm as long as this bird just hurries up and is ready, I should be able to go out there and get on some like decent flights,
Yeah.
It's just learning my quarry,
Yeah, man. Yeah. Any grouse species is not easy, really. I mean, they're a tricky quarry. Even like we got rough grouse in this area, and I'm not like, I could drive 2 hours and technically hawk them, but I don't know. Like you're saying, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I have no idea. Like I'll be looking for goshawk nests, and the one will just blow up in front of my face. Like I'm like, why is it here? You know what I mean? Like I don't know where to find them. I have no idea what I'm looking for. I have no idea how to set it up. And when they go, like you said, they freaking go. So like if my bird's not like right there, like I'm never going to catch one. You know what I mean? And they're so fast.
Well, that's the question that you keep having to ask yourself. And that's what I've been asking myself in these past years whenever I'm going out hunting. Why is it here?
Yeah.
Why is it here? And then I'm adding everything up and like marking on my maps and stuff, like just paying attention to every little single thing that's going on all around me. Why is it here? And you figure them out pretty quick.
Okay, so it's not random. There is a pattern to the way that a grouse moves and the way they feed. I mean, I'm sure there is, but just to somebody like me, like I'm just walking through the woods looking for nests, looking for sign, and then just a grouse blows up like in the middle of the woods in the leaves. Yeah. Like, what are you doing here? Like, there's nothing here. It's just leaves. You know what I mean?
Like all the resources that you can, like Onyx Maps. Do you even use that in Jersey?
Yeah, of course. I pay for New York and New Jersey.
So like as long as whenever you see them, just mark it and you'll start trending like by year, how high, how low, how close to water, if they're near berries, whatever tree, like dusky grouse, the big boomers and stuff, they're mostly eating needles, like fir needles at the very tops of the mountains and stuff.
Really?
So that's why, like, if you see that I'm usually just killing like big mature dusky grouse. It's because I've been targeting them. I figured out like that they're pretty much always on the top of the ridge lines. They're pretty much always at the top of like an old mountain stream, even if there wasn't water there. They like their escape routes. Like a lot of times when I share stories and stuff, like if my dog's on point and I'll zoom out, I'm trying to show everyone when I zoom out that like, it's pretty much like that, like the steepness of the mountain. There's escape room, there's cover for them, like all these things in that, because you can track that stuff. Like you'll go to one spot and find them, and then like come back the same exact time next year. Like even if you kill every bird that you see along this ridge, the next year you'll go back there and there'll be birds in that same exact spot, like within 20 yards sometimes.
Wow, that's crazy.
The exact year before. There was a biologist, Clark Logan. He's like the only biologist that I know of that did any research on dusky grouse. And to me, they're one of the most interesting types of birds because they're just like, they're random, but then they're also routine about certain things. And they can get up to 1,300 grams, and their tails can vary. Yeah, their tail, like their tail numbers can vary between 16 to 22.
Boy, so, that's crazy.
Yeah,
they're a big bird. I didn't realize they were that big.
Yeah. I shot a juvie 2 weeks ago, and I weighed that, and that was a 900 gram bird. That was a juvie.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a good quarry for a tiercel goshawk.
Yeah.
What's your bird? What's his weight at that tiercel of yours?
He was 673 today.
Okay. Yeah. Mine's I'm still trying to like we discussed, I'm still trying to work out the weight. Mm-hmm. I got a 9.5 boot, and like when I put it next to him, it's like bigger than him from his nose to, like he's so tiny. So I'm just going to go for rabbits, hopefully, but that's fascinating, man.
Rounder.
Say that again.
Do you think he's like rounder? You think he's not very tall? Is he wide though?
Yeah, he's like me. He's like short and wide. Yeah, but he's not very big. He's like, it's like probably like 650. Mm-hmm. 650 is where he should be, but it's like hit or miss. Like might even have to go a little lower for me to push him over the edge. But like I said, we turned a corner, so maybe I can bring him back up. But It's hard, man. You know what I mean? Flying imprints is basically easy if you think about it. Like they have no fear. You're just managing aggression. Just make sure you have slips, put them on game as much as humanly possible, and like don't be an idiot, and you'll be kind of okay. When there's all this fear and like potential trauma that you have to look out for, and like you got to have kid gloves all the time, like it just takes everything up a notch, and like the stakes get so much higher. And it's like I don't want to ruin the guy. And I drove all the way up there. I pulled him out of the nest. I did all the permitting, and it's like I got to like do this guy justice. You know, I don't want to traumatize him.
Yeah, that's something I'm interested in seeing with how this bird is, because like he probably has seen a dusky grouse before. Is he gonna like pull out this like magic fucking move and just like do a double backflip and just snatch a dusky with like one foot? Just be like, yeah, I got this. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
dude. Probably.
But he also could be like completely scared of like certain trees. Like you never know. As a goshawk, they're just be like, that's scary. Fuck that. You know, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, dude, it's like adopting. You get a passage goshawk. It's like adopting a pit bull from the pound. Like you don't know the trauma that thing's been through and like what it's seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. You know, it's cool, but it's also like you do not know what you're getting. You know?
Nope. He could be a mouse hunter.
He could just be chasing little birds and stuff like that. You know, like for all you know. But the squirrel bites, though, I like that. I like that. I like the fact that he had some squirrel bites on his feet. I mean, I wouldn't. A North American Tiercel on squirrels is not my first choice, but if he's got the bites, man, he's got a little gaminess inside of him, maybe.
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
We had those little pine squirrels. They're like about the size of a red squirrel.
Yeah,
which I know, like the smaller squirrels are supposed to be kind of a bit more ruthless about bites and stuff.
Right.
But I'll try it, see what happens. You know, like as long as he's in control, that's him doing his thing.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be able to. The biggest challenge with any bird with fear like that, and I'm seeing this for myself, is you might have to fly him a little low at first, and there may be some desperation, and that might cause a problem with getting bit. But I'm sure he can handle it. You know what I mean? A pine squirrel, red squirrel, they're like a little bit bigger than a chipmunk. I'm sure he can manhandle that thing.
Yeah. I would say it's about a little bit bigger than a red squirrel from Jersey.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because ours, it's weird because sometimes they're like super small, and then some of them are like a little beefier looking.
Mm-hmm.
But they're because I got both of them at my house here where I moved to. In Jersey, I never saw them really at all, but up here they're everywhere. And I saw a porcupine like 10 minutes from my house. I was hawking squirrels, and the squirrel went in a tree with vines, and all of a sudden I saw like this jumble. It looked like a squirrel nest started moving, and I'm like, dude, that's a freaking porcupine! Like right by my house. You know, it's cool living in different places. You know, I'm sure you're seeing the same thing where it like moving, because sounds like you moved around a lot and, you know, seeing different stuff, getting to know what you're doing, where you're going. And I'm running into freaking bears every 5 seconds. So like, I got to worry about that. You know, do you have to worry about anything like that? Coyotes out by you might be a bigger problem, right?
So the coyotes aren't as big of a deal because everyone around here is like Mormons and bored Mormons, like killing stuff. That's just what they do. They're like some of my favorite people, but they're very good hunters is what they do. You know, they don't drink or anything. So like all the bad things in life, they don't do that. They just go hunting all the time. So like coyotes are very scared of every damn thing. Our lions and our bears are obviously chased all the time by everybody. So like it's a fat chance if you see a bear at all.
Right.
And the mountain lions are obviously very scarce. They're sneaky bastards. So like I never seen them. I see tracks all the time. But I never see any when I'm like out and about, like really hunting. I did have last year when I was mule deer hunting. I was sitting by this watering hole and the sun just came up, and all of a sudden I see just like brown. Our bears here are more cinnamon than like black bears.
Yeah.
So I see this brown come into the water. I'm like, fuck yeah! Like hopefully this is that big mule deer. And it was this massive bear, and he just puts his arms up like this and just like drinks water, like doing a sit up, and all of his muscles are like bulging and stuff. It was gnarly, but I just sat there and let him do his thing and skedaddle. But besides that, you never see him unless you got dogs.
Right. And you can run them with dogs out by you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Chad, I talked to him the other day, and he said y'all are invited to come on out. So,
oh hell yeah! You hear that, Aaron? You still there? You sleeping?
Hear it.
Dude's like in another county right now, just like chilling. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean hunting bears, like going from myself hunting bears like the old fashioned way, and like in New York you can't even use bait or anything like that, so it's even more difficult to go into West Virginia where like there's just bear after bear getting treed by hounds. I mean, it's like there's no other way that I'd rather do it. Like that's the way to do it. It's more fun. You get to watch the dogs work, and you can pick what bear you want to shoot or not shoot. You know, it's way better.
Yeah, it's definitely the way. Houndsmen are definitely way more ethical hunters than just kind of the bait and shoot and spot and stalk hunters are.
100%. Yeah, you're spot and stalking, and you're getting as close as you can. And at a certain point, it's like, well, I'm just going to take the shot. Like you can't tell me that people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even baits a little bit better because then they're right there, and you can kind of like at least line it up nice and get a good shot. But when you're treeing something, man, it's like it's shooting fish in a barrel. And it's like, yeah, that's the point. Yeah. I want to make a good shot. I want to know exactly what I'm shooting. End of discussion. Ethical. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Be ethical. Oh, you don't like it being chased by dogs? I don't care. They're chased by wolves and everything else in the wild. Who cares? Yeah. It's not like they're traumatized from it. They know what's going on. They're not stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And they all avoid town. Like I've never seen a bear hit on this road or the highway, nothing. And, you know, we've had tracks come across our ranch. We've had tracks even away from the mountain more. So they're all around here, but we just don't see them because, you know, they have a little bit of fear and respect of humans, you know? Which is very important.
The way it should be, man.
By you, don't give a fuck.
They could care less, man. They just walk out. I posted that thing on my story. I think I told it on the podcast. My son's jumping on the trampoline, and the fence is like literally 15 feet away from the trampoline, and this freaking juvenile black bear just is like literally just sauntering next to the fence in broad daylight. Mm-hmm. I built a barn for my wife, so I'm like out there with the drill and like the chop saw. Could not care less. And then I pull my phone out, jump off the ladder, and run to the fence to like get a video of him. And you think he'd run as I'm running towards him. He stops and turns around to look at me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's like, why are you running after me? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Dude.
The only two spots that I've heard of shit like that happening is like Jersey and California.
Yeah. Two hellholes.
Yeah. I had a customer when I worked over there in Nevada. I had a customer that was like just across the border there into California, and I was helping her out with raccoons. And she like called me. She's like, "Man, this raccoon just sounds so freaking loud. Like I don't know what's going on." And she like put the phone towards the hole, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a bear. She's like, nah, it's under my house. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a bear growling at you right now, lady. Like, just step back or whatever. And her dog was there, and her dog started, going crazy and outruns this bear from underneath her house. Like,
oh my God.
What the fuck?
It's insane.
Wild.
Yeah, that's scary. Wild. Yeah, bears are no joke, man. I mean, obviously I saw it up close and personal, but I mean, if a bear wants to kill you, like there's really not much you can do to stop it. Like even a small bear, Yeah. My algorithm is just filled with we've talked about this, just Ukrainian drone attacks, FPV. And people getting in fights with knives in other countries, people getting assassinated, and then the other one is just like loose pit bulls just like mauling the shit out of people on the street, and like people trying to help them and like hitting them with sticks, and they're always Indian for some reason, and they always like run up and like throw a stick and then yell and run away. And it's like, that's a 40-pound pit bull, like killing this person in front of everybody. Yeah. Like a 50-pound bear, a cub, if it wanted to kill you, it could probably kill you. I mean, I'd like to think it couldn't, but it probably could.
Yeah. I've gotten a little risky, like hunting with Chad and stuff. We're both very ballsy. So like, there's been situations where we've had them like denned up and stuff, and like I basically stuck my phone like in the dang hole with it, and it's just like clomp, 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 like chomping its teeth and stuff, and you can hear that and like feel it breathing, like you feel it at that distance. They're wild, man.
It's scary. And then we had Kelsey Burgess on the show. That was an awesome episode. He was the New Jersey bear biologist, and this guy's like head first with a dart gun, like in a den with cubs and the mama bear, and just like blink with it. I'm like, what happens if she just spins around on you and grabs you by your freaking back of your head and severs your spine? He's like, that's not gonna. It is what it is.
You ever watch that? Do you know Co Wetzel? No,
I heard the name.
So he was in Colorado, I think, and they denned up a bear, and he climbed into the hole, like into the den. Not just like a typical den, you're like a rock or whatever and a ledge. This was literally like he had to climb down and then in to shoot this bear. Like he was in the damn den with him, like a massive den, like big enough for him to draw his bow in.
That's insane.
Shot a bear in there.
I
wouldn't do that. I would. No, I'd puss out on that one.
No, man. I'm like, after that whole situation with my dog, I'm like a pussy now, basically. Like, I'm working an area and I start seeing like blowdowns and like bear sign everywhere. And I'm like, I know there's probably a rabbit in there. And I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like sitting there, like having like a moment. Like, do we get in there? Do we not get in there? Mm-hmm. You know, God forbid I shoot it, or, like I'm going to go to jail. You know what I mean? It's like, what are my options? You know what I mean? It's like, I never thought I'd be dealing with something like this. It's really bad.
It's really wild because, you're not the only person that walks in the woods, I don't understand why people, I see all the time when you post about people saying messed up comments and stuff. I don't understand where those people's mindset is. Like, are you saying that like, you just can't be in the woods because the bears own every single thing, and like you're not allowed to be a free person and walk around without like feeling completely terrified that in this next bush you're gonna get fucked up?
Yeah, exactly. Or like a bear is just gonna eat my kid when he's outside playing by himself because it has no fear. Like, yeah, they, that's what they say, because they're in an apartment in New York City, and they think where I live, I stole the bear's habitat, and I'm like, well, what do you think? Where do you think you live? Yeah. How far removed is your apartment building from a bear habitat? You know what I mean? Like, shut the hell up. Drink your latte and keep your mouth shut. Right, Aaron?
That's right.
He's over there making dinner and stuff. He's
like cooking.
Also.
Yeah. So, okay. So I did want to touch on this. I think congratulations are in order. You just had a child, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. Yep. How's that?
It's pretty awesome. I'm like really excited. Like the weekend that I found out that I was having a kid, I like ordered a 22 chipmunk.
Yeah, man.
I'm like super excited. It was always one of those things where I was scared to do it. And now that I'm done.
I got a chipmunk when I was 7 years old. I'm going to give it to my daughter in 1 year.
Yeah, they're the shit. You can get them in 22 mag too, so you can go coyote hunting with them too.
That's
awesome. I want one.
Yeah, dude, they're made for short arms. You could probably handle one just fine.
Shut up. The only 22 I have, we found it in a crawl space of a house that we were getting ready to renovate. And I think my wife loves to touch my stuff. Look at this thing. Dude, this thing's probably like killed.
Bro, that's like, sweet.
Dude, this thing's probably killed Nazis or something, bro.
What
Look
is
at this
that?
Probably.
I don't even know. It doesn't even say anything.
Stevens or something.
It's like a Lyman Schnoodle or something. I don't know what it is. It's got the old school leather strap, man. It was just sitting in a crawl space, and the contractor, she's like, I'm like, what's with the gun? She's like, you want it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, take it. Like, it was literally just sitting there. I killed so many things with this already. Iron sights. It's nice, man. Yeah, 22 is it's an underrated gun.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't even know how many I have. I think I have like 8 or 9 of them.
I live in a communist state, so I have to basically strike my wrist and pour blood in order to get any type of firearm in my state. So it's very, very frustrating. So I'm definitely envious of your situation out there, and even Aaron too, right? Aaron, you can have anything down there, right?
I can have anything I want.
Yeah, but you're not going to get it though because you're scared of it, right? Dude, he wears a blanket for every episode, and he drinks warm milk every night before he goes to bed. This guy.
Is that what he's doing right now?
That's why he doesn't want you to see it, because he doesn't want you to judge him, because you're a manly kind of guy.
Well, I don't judge anybody at all. I don't care, but I'm just not going to be involved in it, you know?
Yeah, you just stay away from it. Like, you do your thing, I do my thing. You do your thing away from me.
Does anyone think Professor X isn't manly?
Bro, you're not bro. I know you're a psychologist. You know, like I get it.
He can't use his legs.
Yeah, bro. Like, he can't even run, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's different. Totally different.
So I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that you because I was the same way, man. Like, people's kid, like, my sponsor has 5 kids and I had no kids, and I'm like over there and they're like coming up to me and I'm like, I like kids, but I'm like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not like a kid person. Then when you have your own, dude, it's like
that first like inhale and then the exhale, you're like, I'll do whatever I need to do for you.
Bro, it's like literally, I think there's like, and my wife too, bro, when she's ovulating, I think and babies, I think they give off like a pheromone that like it like messes with your brain, because I'm telling you, the second you touch your child, you're a different human being. Like, you become a different person. It's so crazy. That's why it's like, people don't know what they're missing with not having kids, man. Kids are awesome.
Makes a lot of work, out of you.
I don't really think, if you're married to a woman, this is my personal opinion, it's a controversial take, but if you're married to a woman and you don't have any kids, like, you're basically just like a single guy, basically.
Kind of.
You can kind of like just do whatever you want. But if you have kids and then you still can do what you want, like, now you're a grown ass man now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you have like your seed has been sown and you have offspring now. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, like my girlfriend, my baby mama, she's a badass too. She's killed 2 bull elk. I've never even killed a bull elk,
Oh, so that's great. I'm sure she doesn't rub that in your face all the time.
She doesn't. She's very humble. Very, very humble. We've seen like 2 herds of elk today when we were dusky grouse hunting, and she was sizing them up and stuff. So, like, we're like having fun in nature and hunting, and that's what we want for him too. We want him to grow up and be a little badass,
Yeah, man. That's all. Yeah, she just like, she sees the elk and you're just hunting birds, and she just like lays down and starts crawling towards them. Just pulls out a freaking bow and arrow and just kills them. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean,
with the baby.
I can't speak too loudly, but yeah, that must be that's nice. It sounds very nice that your significant other is very involved in your outdoor activities.
Yeah.
Dude, all you want, Casey, is her to be understanding of when you go. You don't want the competition.
Yeah, bro. I don't need like company out there. Like, I'm good by myself, but like, yo, just leave me alone, bro.
What you need to do is get an English setter. That's what you got to do.
We got a Sprocker Spaniel, and that's helping because she loves that dog now. So that helped. The Dachshund, she hates the Dachshunds. I don't blame her, honestly. They're just very obnoxious. They're a hound. They just bark at the wind, the deer in the kennel, and it's just like nonstop. This dog like listens. It's like, I think it's only like 13 weeks old, and it like sits and stuff and like comes and stays, and like, it's such a good little dog, man. Like, it's, they're there to please you. It's amazing. But yeah, I hear, okay, so you're a setter guy. Is that, tell me about that, because there seems to be like, and I don't know if this is true. This is just like what my initial take on it from the outside is, that it's kind of like there's like a beef between like the pointer people and then the setter people. Can you talk about that? Is that a real thing, or am I just making stuff up in my head?
Some people just like certain things, and there's some people who are like, oh, setters have long hair, I don't want long hair and stuff. But I'd like to see the people with short-haired dogs clean that short hair stuff up. That stuff is way worse than me just like taking a broom and just, once a week just sweep. And then I don't have a mess. Them short hair ones are like getting into the small little nooks and crannies and stuff. That's usually the hatred for the setter over the short-haired dog.
Really? That's all it is?
English pointers and German short hair pointers and stuff. They're both, it seems to be everyone that's on the pointer side likes that because they don't have long hair. But my dog's long hair is like the easiest thing to clean. Like it might get everywhere, but it takes like, 2 seconds. Whereas like if you want to get into the pointer stuff, you got to like dig into the nooks and crannies to get out hairs, and they're itchy as hell. Like I'm very good without having to deal with the short hairs all over the damn place.
That's really what it is just the hair?
I think so. And like English pointers, they're not always known to have like the most brains of stuff. They're just like a full throttle, I'm fucking going that way. Good luck, man. Find me if you can. A lot of them just like, will go over peaks and hills and stuff and never look back and lock up on point, and like you got to go find them. Whereas setter seems to just have a bit more brains and like kind of will check in on you a little bit more, and they just seem to like kind of hunt smarter in their way. They seem to have like a little bit more of a preservation about themselves than what I've seen some of the pointers and stuff do. But they still have like a ton of energy,
Yeah.
But super cool. Like if I had all my setters right now below me, you wouldn't know because they're just chilling, relaxed. Like they just cuddle into a ball. People say setter balls all the time. But I love the setters. They kept me warm all through like my single time and stuff. And it was just me in a 1-bedroom apartment and my setters. They kept me warm through the winter. And so I absolutely love the setters. But the beef is definitely on the hair. And then some people, I guess, don't like training like a more intelligent type of dog. But like, whatever. We each like our own things.
So a setter seems to be more intelligent than a pointer?
I would say so.
Okay. They're definitely more beautiful. They definitely look nicer. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool watching pointers like do their thing, but a setter with that, like, dude, they look English or British or something. They have their nose up in the air. They're all proper, you know what I mean? And they're just like, they just have like an attitude, like trying to colonize something. They're just like, they're cool looking, They're definitely cool looking, but they, so they don't range. I thought they range really far. I thought that's like their thing.
The setters, well, it depends on like what kind of setter you get and stuff, but like, you can have them go super far and stuff. Like when I first started chucker hunting, and this is like another thing about like learning my quarry and stuff, I was letting and wanting my setters to go as far as they could. So like I would let them go out like my dog Blossom, she'd be out at like 1,600 yards, like a mile away. She would be out there doing that, having a blast. But then me hunting with more guys up north, I kind of figured that I needed to bring them in. So like now I kind of keep my dogs between like 2 and like 500 yards. That's about the good range that I like to keep them. Just because it seems like sometimes I was getting there on like an 800-yard point. I'd get there and the birds are like either about to leave because they finally figured out that my dog was there, or they moved on so far that like my dog has to re-find them again a couple times. Whereas if I kept them a little bit closer, it was almost every time like it'd be like, there's a dog, maybe the birds are 60, 70 yards away, like downhill or whatever it was, but they wouldn't leave. So that's why I shortened my dogs up. The setters 110% can just go, but you don't really need that on like a foot type of hunter. If you're like a horseback hunter or a mule hunter or something, I could see, needing that dog that needs to go a couple miles and stuff like the English pointers. But I don't really think you need it for just being a foot hunting person.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, if you're somewhere like, I guess like where Tyler is too, it's like so much land, and it's like you gotta like, you're gonna be out there for the rest of your life trying to find a covey, or you got to just let your dogs find them and just get out there and find them, because otherwise you're just, the sun's going down after work and it's like you only have so much time. Just let them go, let them find them, and then get there as quick as you can and flush them. That makes sense. But for you, you're in like tight cover in the mountains, a lot of obstacles. Like you kind of need it to be a little closer. Maybe
I still hunt all over the country with dogs and stuff. So like I do adjust and stuff. It just seemed that my life, as far as like point to actually getting to shoot ratio, went up way higher when I just shortened my dogs up just a little bit. I mean, keeping them within 500 yards, that's still a hell of a ways. A lot of times that's, 15, 20-minute walk if your dog goes on point at 500 yards. So it's still a lot, but yeah. And it also depends, like different types of birds too, just kind of where they are and stuff like that. You don't need your dogs to be like crazy off one way. Like they're going to be kind of closer towards this canyon, small canyons, big canyons and stuff. So it's kind of terrain dependent, but at the same time, I still like to do the 200 to 500 yards.
That seems more reasonable to me as well. Yeah, it makes more sense. You got to be in really good shape, I would imagine, doing that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at walking.
Yeah, you look like a wiry
abs,
guy,
bro. Lift that shirt up. Let's see those abs.
I'm not doing that, but they are there.
Yeah, with the blanket. That's hilarious. Yeah, man. That's. I mean, I feel like we skipped over a lot with like your whole journey, getting into falconry. But I mean, there's so much to cover. I definitely want to get into because you were messaging me because you're a fan of the show, and I didn't fill Aaron in on this, but Aaron with the Teddy episode was saying that nobody hunts badgers in the United States, and I'm like, well, I've seen a couple pictures of like Chad out there. Like I know there's guys doing it, and then you messaged me and you're like, oh, we do it all the time. It's like something, So tell us about that a little bit, like how that all happens.
All right, so I'll tell you about like literally the last badger that we just did. So like I was heading out to go work on the fence line because you're always mending fence, work on a ranch. So I'm heading out and all of a sudden you see this big ass clown face of a badger staring back at you. And I immediately stopped everything I was doing, got on the phone with Chad. I'm like, got badger, grab haggis, grab griff, let's go. And then basically we just sound the alarm and then we stop everything that we're doing. We keep eyes on, keep distance though. And then that was a fast badger. So like I kept a good distance and Chad was able to drive up, drop his dogs and they got in and was able to grab onto it right before it went completely in the hole. So we were able to just kind of pull that one out and dispatch him. But then other times I've been driving down the road and look into the corner or something like that and have badgers. And we will literally just like stop everything. Everyone grabs their shovels, their breaker bars, the collars. If we can't dig to it in like the first like 15, 20 minutes, Chad will call another houndsman down the road that has some of his other terriers. And we'll just kind of pause what we're doing. He'll come and we'll set up like a tent. We'll set up chairs. We'll do rotations on digging. Like there's pictures of Chad, all the way up to here in a hole that we're digging to. And like, making sure that the dog's safe, making sure that we're poking safe holes and making sure we're not, hitting the dog at all. But I feel like we've done like 20 since I've worked with Chad.
So you work on a ranch, and I guess the reason, I mean, if I worked on a ranch with other falconers, I can't see us getting that much work done, to be perfectly honest with you. So is that what it is, or is there a utilitarian reason, like their holes are going to injure the cattle or something like that?
So like a prairie dog hole will be like this, and then the badger will dig it, and it's about this. So we always try and nip it in the butt whenever we see them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we stop everything and head on over there and get to work.
What do you guys do with them when you're done? You tan the hides, you clean the skulls? Because I'd be really, really interested in getting my hands on one. And I know Aaron would too. Speaking for Aaron, he's probably in the shower or something.
Just ask Chad. Yeah, he's probably there with his milk and his towel.
I promise you, they throw those things in a ditch somewhere.
No, we don't.
Dude, they're such a cool animal. Yeah, I'd pay all the shipping in the world to get one. A skull and a hide.
When I was down in Texas, there was roadkill badger everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
There's a lot of states that have a lot more than what we do. It's just we take advantage of what we have given to us. That's like how it is out here. Is like everything's very hard, but it's there. So like you got to work really fucking hard anytime that something happens.
Right. Except for rabbits, right?
Yeah.
Rabbits are they're pretty easy out there. That's
yeah,
from what I see.
Easy.
Badger skulls look a lot like Wolverine skulls. They're really cool.
Yeah, they do.
Do they really?
I killed a javelina, and that thing, it's got like.
Oh, welcome to the club, bro! I just killed one too.
Did you call it in and shoot it with your 10 mil at like 20 yards?
No, I was about 90 yards away.
You gotta get to one of those javelina blasters. That's what I did, and I called in a whole pack of them, and they came in on me, and they were all like just coming and squealing and freaking out. And then I picked out the biggest one. As soon as she got close enough, I just let her have it and dumped her there.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I heard if you make like like I would hit him. I'd hit him with the. I heard
that's
like
literally what it sounds like.
Yeah, if you hit him with that, I heard they all come in to like fight or whatever. So
the males start ejaculating when you do that.
I mean, I didn't see any of that going down, but
no,
only when Casey does his.
Yeah, they love that. They love that squeal. That squeal. That I'm telling you, if you guys can master the squeal, you walk up to a stream with ducks on it. You got mouths in there that are wise and they don't want to get off the water. You start running towards the water and you hit them with the bro. They freaking get off. They freaking blow out of there, dude. They're like, "What is this guy?" Squirrels too. If they're up in a nest, you start squealing at them, dude.
I do not understand how you can do that so well.
I don't know either. I just like did it as a kid.
It's that New Jersey hardcore band stuff.
Yeah, like roar. Yeah. There's like metal bands that actually do the squealing. They call it like the pig squeal core or something. And
hardcore.
It's like it's like really hardcore. They're like freaking I don't know what's going on with those people, but yeah, no, I heard that they that they're real like territorial and they want to fight everything. So if you squeal at them, I wonder if that would work. If I did that, UB, you think they would come in on me?
I definitely think that they would. So it was like, that's what the squealing sounds like with the javelina blaster. And then you go, oomph, oomph, oomph. So it's like you blow for like 5 seconds and then you oomph, oomph, oomph. And they just start coming. Like a whole ass herd of them just came at me.
Bro, so you're like hitting them with the Jersey squeal core and the Jersey Guido techno core.
Yeah.
You're like,
it was crazy. It was so much fun though. I try and draw it was in New Mexico. I try and draw that all the time because I want to do that again so bad. It was so much.
Wait, so you have to draw a javelina tag? It's not like
for the area that they have them thick. Like there's general tags in most states, and it's like you're getting a general tag, but it's in a wide area. It's not the concentrated area. So like general tags is kind of like, yeah, you might get them. But when you get like a drawn tag for a certain area, it's like they're known to be in there. They're thick. They want X amount killed off. That's why when you draw it, you're more likely to contact.
That makes sense. And they're not like, have like we discussed it. I forgot what episode it was. We recently discussed this, that they're not like they're not like a hog. Like they're not feral. They're not like just free game. Aaron educated us. They're part of the peccary family and they're a native. So I guess they're managed accordingly. You don't eat. Do people eat them? I know people eat them, but they smell. They have all this like they call them skunk pigs and stuff, right?
Yeah, stink pigs they call them. So one of the things. So obviously, the person to ask I thought was Chad. So I asked him about it, and he hasn't experienced the javelina, but he knows so much about hogs. He was telling me like where all the glands are and stuff when I was skinning it out, and I think there was like a couple more with the javelina than the hog does. But I mean, I did my best, and when I cooked it, it tasted really good.
Oh wow!
I didn't find it to be like a weird taste or anything like that. The glands are very visible once you start messing around with the skin. But it was easy to kind of make it taste good,
Yeah. That's even with whitetails. You probably know if you try to start skinning that thing and you go up like the leg and you get in that gland, it gets on your, like the oils get on your knife and then the whole, like all the meat is like disgusting. It has like this nasty, like piss flavor to it. So you gotta like, even with a whitetail, you gotta watch out for the glands.
Yeah. And then the pigs I think it was like 9. I don't want to say completely with full confidence that it was 9, but I think it's 9 that the javelina has. glands, and they're kind of in weird spots too. It's not just like the armpits and the necks. I think it was some weirder spots too. But it was really freaking tasty. And that hunt, if anyone ever wants to go on a javelina hunt, contact. I think his name is Rick Forrester. Pretty sure it's Rick Forrester, and he makes this call. It's called a javelina blaster, and you can YouTube his videos too. They're sick, man. They'll run right up to your feet.
Yeah, I don't think I need the javelina blaster. I got one built in.
Yeah,
but
it'd be good. But normal people don't.
Yeah, normal people. I think everybody could do it. It's just like just hurts your throat a little bit. You can't do it too hard. But I don't want to get off the Badger thing. And I mean, dude, like the fact that you get to hang out, with Chad and stuff like that all the time. I mean, that guy's like, he knows a lot, man. He's like a super interesting guy. He's like done everything. Like that would be, you learn so much. He's just like casually going out with his kids and like just taking out jackrabbits with sighthounds and falcons. That's like one of the oldest forms of falconry that like is like some people consider like a very high pinnacle to master that. And he's just like casually going out and doing it, I
mean, he's putting in a shit ton of work though.
No, yeah, I know. But I'm just saying like the way he just, he's just like posts a video like on his phone and it's just like, I'm like, that's like the most epic thing ever. Like Salukis and like his kids are there and they're just hanging out. I'm like, this is awesome. Like that's amazing.
That last catch that he just did, where his falcon went up and just pounded the shit out of that jack. He was screaming and I could hear him from my place. And I come out and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what guns that I needed to grab. Cause I was like, if Chad's yelling like that, like we gotta take something out. Like something's going down. Yeah. And I run and I couldn't find him. I seen his truck in the far off field and I called him and I mean, he's not very far from me at all. I'm like, dude, it sounds like you're like right below me. And he was just below me there. I was like, I see your truck, dude. What do I need? I was like with the Badger digging and stuff. It's like certain things happen and we drop everything and figure things out.
Yeah.
But he puts in so much damn work, into making things happen like that. And then it's like to orchestrate all of that stuff going down when like there's only a few places to make things fit. Like as long as everything goes perfect, you can catch. But if they go a little bit off one way or the other, it's really hard. And it almost never works if it's not perfect. So it's like every time he goes out, he's practicing perfect every time. So that's why he's very successful at it. He doesn't really slack off of what the perfect scenario is. Like I've been many a times with him and seen stuff, and I'm like, that was just really fucking cool. And he's like, well, and then nitpick it, and it's like that's how you get to that spot where everything just kind of works every single time.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for all of us, man. I mean, you can go out with your red tail, catch a squirrel, but then there's like you could always get it up a notch. You could always improve. There's always something to improve on. That's what's awesome about falconry. So now on the ranch, are you guys raising cattle? Is that like are you out there like a Yellowstone?
Yeah, kind of. Money called me the off-brand rip.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, fucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're out here raising cattle and pigs and stuff. We're actually Chad's got the new website up. It's reynoldsranchrr.com, and we're gonna be selling like the beef and the pigs and stuff like that. The pork is like the best pork I've ever ate, and my dad, there in Jersey, like you can look it up, Bub's Barbecue.
I've heard of it.
He was fucking insane with cooking pigs and stuff. And these pigs that we've been raising, there's some proprietary stuff that we do towards the end to finish them off. And it is the best stuff ever. Like whenever I like bring it out to thaw it out, like my mouth starts watering just carrying it from the freezer up. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I know what the proprietary is. I've heard something about this. Does it have something to do with feeding a specific type of nut?
Maybe.
Okay. I'm all right. I'm not
going to listen to this. I ain't saying shit.
Okay. I think there's something there, and it just makes the meat the most delicious you could ever do. But you got to know what you're doing, though. So it sounds like
the pigs do, Casey.
They go.
Yeah. we just got a new stud boar, and he's 450 pounds. And that
man.
mother, you like stalk at him like that, and he'll squeal just like that. He's huge.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, they used to call me a stud pig around here, but 400 pounds, that's a little out of my weight class. I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no,
you guys ever heard of hog hunting?
Yeah.
You know what hog hunting is?
Of course, everybody knows what that. Anybody that's been out, and it's I shouldn't even say it. My wife's in the room, but yeah.
You guys ever go hog hunting in Jersey?
Of course, man. Obviously, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's all I'm gonna say.
You ever bag a big one?
Throwing my back out a couple times. Not gonna lie. Aaron's trying to get me in trouble, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't saying shit.
Yeah, dude. Dude, chill, bro, with your blanket. God. Man, that's cool. Yo, you guys need any more employees, dude? I'm about to be out there like dude, I'm Casey. Just like Casey from Yellowstone, bro. I'll be out there just like shooting stuff. Like my wife is she's like brown, so like it's like it almost works out perfectly. And she's got an attitude like that girl in the show too. So it's like perfect.
Yeah, I have a Latina too.
Yeah. They're very spicy. But they're good.
They're awesome. Love it.
They cook well. It's good. They from my personal experience, they don't really respect their own people, but they'll respect the white man a little bit more for some reason. I don't know why. Something.
I just know that they're awesome.
No, they are awesome. What flavor is yours? Is your
from Mexico?
Oh yeah, that's not the answer. Because if you say that, that's not actually the answer. So she's Mexican.
Yeah, she's Mexican.
Okay, because if I were to say, "Oh, my wife's Mexican," she would like cut me with a stiletto knife or something. Yeah. So mine's Argentinian. They're a little bit more uncivilized down there.
Oh, I always wanted to go down to Argentina and do that duck hunting down there. That looked.
Oh yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, you guys got to check out what's his name, Aaron. We're trying to get him on the show. I was on his show, but dude, the guy's literally he does not stop duck hunting. He duck hunts all year round, 365 days a year, and he just goes from one country to the next where it opens up again. It's insane. Yeah. And I'm slipping on his name, and it's going to bother me.
Something.
Yeah, Ramsey Russell.
It's duck season everywhere.
Duck season somewhere. Yeah.
One of the guys that I hunted with growing up, Porky, funny. He used to go down to Argentina all the time, and he said that he shot so many ducks and doves, and he was a right-handed shooter that he had to learn how to shoot with his left hand because his right shoulder was so bruised.
Yeah,
that's a lot of shooting.
Oh yeah, and they don't follow any rules down there either. Yeah, Ramsey Russell. If you guys are into duck hunt, you got to go follow Ramsey Russell. I mean, that guy, he's living the dream. Like one week he'll be in Azerbaijan or whatever the heck that country is. Then he'll be down in Argentina. And the Argentina one stuck out to me, obviously because of my wife. But dude, they had like this bougie ass riverboat, like fitted out like a mansion, and they're just like chugging along this river, and then they're having like caviar and stuff, and they'll just go down into the smaller boats and go down the tributaries and then set up and call in these crazy exotic ducks. It's amazing. Duck hunting is so neat, man. There's so many different kinds. It's kind of like I'm almost happy that I don't know that much about it, because like when I'm flushing ducks and like a bunch of weird ones, like I would just say weird because I don't know what they are. It's not a mallard or a black duck, or a wood duck. Like I don't know what that is. Like I'm excited. I'm like, oh, what is it? Like, you know what I mean? Let's catch it. And there's just so many different flavors of duck. It's so cool. You know what I mean? It's like it's like Christmas, dude. You just don't know what you're gonna get. Especially down at the down by you in the marshes, because you get all kinds of stuff, like stuff you would never see in North Jersey, like in the streams. Like you'll never see some of the stuff that's down there, like shovelers and cool stuff. Yeah. Is that what they call? That's what they call the ducks I'm killing.
Yeah,
bro. Come on, they fly hard. They're good. They're good
quarry. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't judge. They're cool as shit. I think all of them are really fun. I'm definitely a huge duck fan. When I had my first goshawk, I got it specifically to go quail hawking, and it turned out that my bird, it was a North American Finnish that I got from Dennis Samney. It didn't really care for any of the valley quail. Like it just it would watch birds just fly by. And I never really understood that. But it made me very frustrated for a long time because like we caught like 3 valley quail and like I would see hundreds sometimes. Like they were all over the place. And he just didn't really care that much. So I switched to like rabbits and stuff like that. And then I tried him on ducks his first year and he didn't care at all about ducks. Just didn't care. I threw him a couple times, like what I considered to be easy slips. Didn't care at all. Then his second year, I was just like, whatever. There was snow all the way around. I could barely get out of town. So I was like, I'm just gonna try one more time. If not, there's rabbits everywhere in the West, So if I didn't catch a duck, I was gonna go home and kick a bush. And there's a rabbit.
Yeah, sneeze and flush a rabbit or something.
Yeah. So I threw him at a duck, and it was a teal too. It was a Drake teal, and he smoked it. And I caught them up on it real good, and then that like started my whole duck adventure with him. And I've caught multiple different species of quail. I've caught chukar, almost caught huns. I think the most fun that I had is duck hawking. Like the most fun. Like get your periscope out, find the ducks, get his like sneaked in on them, and then get them to flush and just rip your bird at them, and like you have a heart attack, pretty much every time.
Bro, that everyone makes fun of me when I was duck hawking hard because they're like, "Oh, you're like so out of shape. Like, why are you breathing so hard?" I'm like, dude, I'm breathing like that when I see and I get out of my truck and I'm like trying to sneak and get the bird out, and I'm like, bro, you're like your heart is like palpitating, dude. It's so fun.
Yeah, you just
yeah, and you're literally like holding your breath the entire time, and then if like they miss and the duck put back in, then it's like then it just becomes like a squirrel hunt basically, where you're just like running around like a maniac, throwing sticks and screaming and jumping in the water and squealing. It's like it's the best, man. Duck hawking, man. People like it's so underrated, man. I don't know if it's underrated, but I think like ditch hawking, jump shooting, like that style with even a Harris hawk and like George Blanco down in Florida, he's doing it with a red tail, catching ducks nonstop. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. There. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there's a bunch down there, but still, it's fun.
Yeah, so much damn fun. Yeah, it's definitely a super highlight in my mind. Anytime I think about duck hawking, is all that just excitement and stuff. And that's what I try and anytime I try and like talk to anybody, like I talked with Jake Thomas like a whole shit ton.
Yeah.
And I got him like all fired up last year when he started catching ducks and stuff. And just like figuring out like the right water size and everything that's good for goshawks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm sweating right now thinking about
dude, ducks. My blood pressure just went up a little bit. I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jake's got a bunch of ducks, and then Ian Anderson, like he's going to like I don't want to say the state because I don't want to throw
none of that.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, they're going up there and they're catching like there's like just a sea of ducks in these streams. They're catching with the Gost, and they're taking out a cast of Harris hawks, and the Harris hawks are catching them midair and like spinning upside down and double teaming them. It's crazy, man. It's like duck hawking is so fun, and for me, like, and I've talked about this before. I don't want to talk about it too much, but it's like I think like in the terms of like the hierarchy of like quarry, like I would say like you would probably agree, that like a dusky grouse, like a rough grouse, like a snowshoe hare, that's it's hard. It's exotic. It's hard to get. It's like if you kill one, it's like you did something. Mm-hmm. Catching a squirrel, anybody can go get a red tail and catch a squirrel. Like yes, it's literally some of the most fun you can possibly have ever. But it's like the barrier to entry is not that hard. Catching rabbits, I think rabbits are a superior quarry to squirrels, not because of their performance or anything like that, just because they're harder to find. They have more, well, at least for us, right, bro? They're harder to find. They have more specific requirements. They don't live everywhere like a squirrel lives, like where they can kind of like live around houses and this and that. Like rabbits, they need like cover to get away from predators. They need food, water. They have all these things. And to find one, flush it out of this thick stuff and get your bird to catch it, it's kind of like it takes a significant amount of effort. But then ducks, it even goes up a notch because then it's like you have to put so many miles on your truck looking for ducks. Then just because you find ducks, is it a safe slip? Is it even a doable slip? You know what I mean? Like, how am I going to get in on them? If I just show my face, they're going to blow out. So like those ducks, I can't even go after them because I'm not going to be able to get them. And it just becomes like, it's like this rabbit hole with duck hunting that you could just keep going down and making it more and more difficult, finding better slips. And then you just start, like you said, with the Duskies, where you're like marking down certain spots and they're always there. Yeah. Dude, it's the same way. Like by me, the ducks aren't talking to each other and they're migrating through, but they always will sit in like this one bend of a little stream. Like they're always there. Like there's something there that they like.
Why are they there?
Why are they there? I don't like the feed. They feel safe because of the bank, or maybe I think the bank being too high makes them feel less safe maybe. So I don't know, you know what I mean? But they're always there.
Yeah.
And like, 1 week there'll be black ducks, then there'll be mallards, and there'll be a bunch of geese in there with some mallards. Like it's just random. Like they're just there. Mm-hmm. And it's, I never got as organized as you, like keeping track of everything, but I just remember in my mind, like, okay, I know I can go from this slip to that slip and to this slip. And then if I don't find anything, then I'll go catch a rabbit or a squirrel. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think more people should get out and start catching ducks this season.
Yeah. Well, I know that duck disease kind of scared a lot of falconers away from it and stuff. Yeah. And I hope that eventually just goes away, because if you can have good duck hawking, that's like as much fun as you can have with your clothes on. Like it's cool. I love that stuff. And it was always so much fun too, because I'd be like waiting at the very first spot, watching the sun finally get it light enough where I can see everything, and I'm like, all right, here we go. It's just so much damn fun duck hawking. I really wish everyone had a goshawk specifically for duck hawking, and just everyone got to experience it, and then everyone would be like, that is really, really cool.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Agreed. Yeah. It's just, they're hard to find. Ducks are, they're not the, like you can find them in like, parks and stuff like that, but to like find slips where you can hunt them and you can get in on them and you can sneak in, it takes a lot of work. You can only drive around and check like a stream as far as you can see with binoculars. Like eventually you got to like get out and kind of like scout and sneak around. Then maybe you'll find another slip that you didn't even know about, that like another bend that they like, but it's all the way back like in a woodlot or something where you can't really see. So you have to get out and check, and then they see you, they blow out. So you're like, all right, now I know,
Yeah.
It becomes like a whole nother game that you can play.
Yeah. My first goshawk too, to just lay on the other side of that. I flew him like maybe 10 grams high, but it was in a snowstorm. So I was like, I thought I was good. I flew him 10 grams high, a little closer to town than what I normally did. The ducks got up. He didn't fly 110% after it, and then was like, I'm going to try and go find my own thing. And he went, and there was an industrial building like a quarter mile away with mirrored windows, and, had a window collision. That's how he passed. But
of course, the one building with the one window, quarter mile away, right into the side of the window. It's ridiculous. Yep. It's insane.
I like walk up. I had like tears in my eyes because, he was doing the dazed look. And like people started walking out of the building and they're like, oh my God, it's a bird. I'm like, that's not my bird. That's like my best friend. That was during COVID. Like it was me and him hawking every single day. Like we were having so much fun. And that was a real hard one on me. Because we just had so much damn fun and stuff. And then it's like a simple building a quarter mile away is what takes him out. It just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just crazy because you like that bird. So of course he's going to do that. You know what I mean? I had this hand-me-down albitus bird, like third hand, kind of spaz aggressive. Like it would like try to grab you, but then like if you like looked at it the wrong way, it would give you that stupid side eye look, like it's about to freaking bolt. Like it was like the worst of everything. That bird hit like 10 windows, a fence, like 3 fences, and it was flown out west. So I would slip it on ducks, and it would like half fly away from me out of fear, half wanting to catch the ducks. And then as soon as the ducks did like the slightest evasive maneuver, it would just like check off. And then a normal bird, that flown in our area, would go up and land or fly away and land. This bird thought it was out west. It would just fly 4 feet off the ground as fast as it could until it ran into something, literally. Like I found it under windows. I found it under chain link fence and it never died. Nothing. And that bird, I think that bird's up in Washington right now in a breeding project. And it's like, and then the bird you like hits the one little window in the giant hedgerow in farm country of some construction area that had a little box, and she just smashes into that going like 60 miles an hour at the wind at her back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's insane. Yep. It's like you almost got to hate, like my bird now, this white bird, we're like every hunt is a kill, like literally. And last year it was, I'm not even joking, it was 15 to 20 hunts for one kill. It was insane. She would miss everything. And now she's killing everything. She's super sweet, real good, a little annoying on the kill. But I'm like, I was telling Aaron, I'm like, I like this bird now. He's like, oh, well, she's going to die now. I said, probably. You know what I mean? Probably. It's crazy.
I know you guys are always, talking about the chamber raised female Finnish birds. One of the things I would reference, American Falconry, it's like Article 76 or something, but it's Mike McDermott, who is like the man for imprint goshawks and accipiters, writing about his favorite bird that he ever had, which is a bird. It's a passage or a chamber raised bird from Lance, Finnish bird, and he came out and hunted with me, and I was able to get him 2 chucker, and that's his like favorite goshawk. The easiest goshawk he ever had was that bird, and he was able to take chucker, which there's a lot of people out there who try chucker and never get close, and completely dust it. So there's a few things that I like remember here and there as you're talking and stuff that I want to bring up.
Yeah, man.
It's funny you say that because that's the exact same bird as my favorite bird I've ever had. Was a female Finnish from Lance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I listen to you guys all the time. So, like, every time you guys say that, I'm like, I need to tell them.
Yeah. I mean, what else are you going to do on the ranch? You got to listen to something entertaining.
Yeah.
You ain't listen to that Falconry Chronicles bullshit.
Yeah. well, you guys put your episode out, and it's like as soon as it indicates that it's on, I press play, and then I still have like 5 more hours to go at work. Shit.
Yeah. At least we're the first one that you push play on.
Yeah. I don't
want to fall asleep. You don't want to fall asleep at the wheel though. So you got to be careful listening to the Chronicles because Mounier, I heard like he has a disclaimer, like do not listen to Mounier when operating heavy machinery.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely an Eeyore. That's for damn sure.
Just kidding, John. We love you, John.
I put it on right before bed, dude, and I'm just out.
Yeah, same, dude. If I want to fall asleep at the wheel and drive off a highway, I just listen to John.
That film that Tyler and I did for Final Rise, Meunier met up with us. We hawked with him, and then continued on down to go film that thing. And he did an interview with Tyler, and I was on the couch, maybe 5 feet away. I was asleep in 10 minutes.
Dude, that's so funny you say that because when I did my Falconry Told interview, Casey was on the couch 5 feet away and his ass fell asleep.
Yeah,
John was so mad. Yeah. I was out. I was like snoring, interrupting the interview because I was so tired. I was just like, I just fell asleep.
Actually, you just pounded a couple energy drinks.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I had a white monster to get ready for like the banquet or something, and then I just fell asleep. John, he's so soothing and like peaceful and calm, and always happy about everything. Like he's not negative at all about anything, and it just puts me in a trance like state, and I just fall asleep. So when you're hanging out with John, did what did you guys do after that to cheer yourselves back up after hanging out with John?
I woke up and that's when all the other guys got there, the Davis and his film crew and stuff. So we left to go hunting for Mearns quail, and he departed to go do some other. He was like on like a road trip type of interviewing type of thing. But yeah, that's what I did to cheer myself up. Went and go hunt some Mearns quail.
Yeah, well, we're just going too hard on John. I'm sorry, John. We're just joking. Everybody that listens to the show, they know we're all kindred spirits. We're friends of his show. He's friends of our show, and he gives it to us too. So you guys may not hear it because you're not listening, but he does give it. Just kidding. He does give it back to us. So it's not just a one-sided roast fest with poor John Mounier.
He called me the off-brand rip first. So
all right, it's okay. All right, so I won't call you that. But so talk about that too, because that's something that I remember seeing, and I didn't really like. I'm not an upland guy, so I didn't really get too much into it. But how did that all come about? Because that's kind of they have like a whole. It's like a big deal, right? The Final Rise. It's like a company podcast. They do like game bags and stuff like that. It's a pretty legit thing.
I was actually talking to Matt this morning, and I was telling him about, falconry vests and stuff like that. And I'm trying to talk him into, one, being a falconer, and then two, making some badass vests. So those vests that he does, anyone out there that hunts birds, and I think it's super easy to switch over to make it your falconry vest as is. But the way that the vest is like designed perfectly to fit you, and you can carry just heavy ass shit in it, and it doesn't feel like anything. Like you can walk, when I go chucker hunting, it's 10 to 17, 18 miles every single time I go. And we'll do, 4 days in a row of that every day, climbing up mountains. With that vest on, it's just you don't feel nothing. You can stuff that whole thing, put 8 chucker in it, if you're hunting in one of those states. And it doesn't really feel like anything, just because of how awesome it is.
Like the way it sits on your body and displaces the weight and stuff like that. That's cool.
Yeah, but that all began because they live 5 hours from me, and I would go up and hunt with them. And Tyler obviously talks to them a whole bunch and stuff. And those guys started making films and just kind of going around to different types of people. He didn't want just the standard hunter. He wanted people that were a little bit obscure and stuff. I'm a bit of a hippie dude, and Tyler's his own thing. And he just was trying to show that different types of people all hunt, you don't have to just be wearing your Elmer Fudd uniform with your orange hat, your orange vest and stuff. So that's what he was doing, and just kind of showing Tyler and I, we have an interesting life, because we've been intertwined in so many things that normally doesn't happen. The whole being on the same tent crew, you can look up either of us just in Google and it pops up a story that the Army Times did on us. So Matt just found these unique type of people and stuff, and that's why he did those films.
That's cool. That's neat. Yeah, they were extremely well done. Yeah, very well done. Professional quality. That's I wish I could, because I like to edit videos, but I'm that's another level. It was really nice. Really well done, really well put together. It's just I'm not an upland guy, so I don't. I'm watching it as an obscure fantasy. Because I'm I could go for a rough grouse we talked about, but it
if you come out, I'll put you on whatever type of bird you would like to see.
I may take you up on that.
It's a lot of freaking fun, man. Chucker, the very, very first time that I ever shot one, it was at the very tippity top of a mountain. And the guy who showed me what's up was all right, these are going to be chucker. We're going to go to this spot. You're probably not going to hit any of them. They're just so hard, so terrible. And we get up there, we hop out of the truck, the wind is blowing just so hard, and it's just vibrating your ears and stuff. And his dog literally went maybe 100 yards away and locked up. And the first covey gets up, and I smashed a double on the rise. And it was just from that moment on, I was I don't know what I got to do, but I always want to hunt these birds and stuff. And that addicted me. That's why when I was hunting for chucker, doing falconry, I would be at the base of the mountain. I would usually make a coyote stand and listen for the chucker because they usually sound off right at first light. So I would make a coyote stand, listen for birds, go back to my truck, get my hawk, get my setter, and storm up the mountain right after them, and just hawk the shit out of them all morning long. And then in the evening, I would still grab my setter, go back out, and then gun hunt for the evening and find more coveys and stuff like that. So like, if you want to do it, you're not going to want to move back to the East Coast ever again. I'm telling you.
I know. No, I don't even want to be here now, dude. I have no desire to be here. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I have. There's like the only thing holding me here is my business and money. Like if I could make similar money or like have a different way to live out there and still be comfortable, like I would move out there in a second. Like I really would. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm sure you guys need plumbing on the ranch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our town. I mean, we pretty much have to outsource 2 hours away.
Bro, you'll have me in house, dude. I'll be roping up hogs and squealing at them and then fixing pipes, dude.
Yeah.
You know, digging holes for fences, man.
They ship buckets out there on the ranch.
No, we don't. I'm at a big ass cabin right now.
Nice. So you live on the ranch too?
Yeah, I rent from Chad. It's like a 2,100 foot cabin.
Oh, dude, that's sick. Dude, our wives can be friends. They're both Hispanic. They can like freaking talk to each other in their language. Sourdough. Yeah. My wife's doing sourdough too, bro. Yeah, dude. That's what. See, bro. We could be neighbors, dude. No, that would be sick, man. Don't tempt me, but yeah. That's. I mean, so how did that all come about? Because you were like hopping around, and then now like it seems like you've only been on the ranch with Chad for not too long, or how long have you been there?
not super long. But so Chad wanted to start doing some more animal training on like a larger scale and stuff. So I didn't like the job that I was doing prior to this, and Tyler was very close friends with Chad and was like, well, talk to Chad, like he's looking for somebody. And Chad called me up and we talked about it like for quite a while. And then I decided to leave that job and I moved here, and you know, there's a lot less game. It's definitely harder, but when you do like hard shit all the time, everywhere else is super easy in comparison. Like all the little tricks that you learn in doing the very difficult things here makes every other place that you go to is just so much easier.
Yeah. That's the line that I always like to say to throw shade at the Western guys, because I think like the shit we have to go through to get one rabbit flush. I feel like if you go out west, like even if it's hard, so this is the other thing, because I started doing this with guests. So when you say it's hard, it's harder. What does that equate to in slips per hour?
Well, if you're just talking about rabbits, there is quite a few rabbits around.
But that's not where you're really going after.
No, that's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm talking like chucker, like the Red Rock stuff. That's what I'm pretty known about. Hunting in the Red Rocks. I'm like hiking on stuff where it's literally like this, and I have to keep running while I'm hunting, because if you stop in certain places, the ground is so loose that it starts sliding on you. So like even when I see my dog going on point, I have to like jump up on boulders and then look for like if the birds didn't flush yet. I have to look and be like, okay, that one. So I'll basically like take where I'm at and like sneakily run and hop up onto another ledge and be like, you gonna show yourselves now, and then keep doing that and stuff. And it's like,
jeez,
there's physically not much more harder spot. And I've hunted, most of the country. So like, I know that like bird hunting and stuff like that here is extremely difficult. But I also like respect the birds, because we don't have as many either, because it's obviously rough country. There's not a lot of food for them and stuff. So that's like another reason why like we kind of don't always share where we are, because like not everyone that comes to places treat your areas with respect and stuff. So like I really enjoy hunting there, but I don't want like someone else to come for a weekend and like wreck a covey, or something like that. Like take like one here and there, and like, that's how you gotta like stay at it and stuff. So like it's hard because like you can totally kill like a limit, but then you're not gonna be able to hunt that spot like for another 2 years or so.
Right. Yeah. Like so you could hunt it, but you're not going to, because it's just your conscience. Like you just can't. Like yeah, man. It's the same here with rabbits too. It's just different. Like you get a couple slips in a spot. It's a good spot. You catch one or two and you're like, all right, great. I can't come back here until next year now, because if I do, then now I'm going to feel bad about it any kill I get here. Same thing. Yeah. But obviously what you're doing is 1,000 times cooler. So yeah, I wouldn't last long out there. I'm pretty.
Come out and you see it and stuff. There's very few actual invites that Chad throws out there, and you guys are welcome. So,
dude, that would be epic. Epic, right, Aaron? You sleeping?
Nope, I'm wide awake.
Okay, good to hear. You hear that? We got an invite to the Reynolds Ranch.
Yeah,
and if so, he's just starting this thing with the so you're shipping direct to consumer, basically.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Well, Casey's really solidifying that invite right now.
Well, I'm thinking strategically, business wise. We could do something with the podcast. We're going to swap out some sponsors in January. So if he wants to, do a couple slots, we'll throw it out there. And obviously we'll probably throw stuff out there anyway. And
we could do Sporting Chance collab, pig testicles.
Yeah. But we don't buy any meat from the grocery store. We only try to get stuff that's like actually from a farm, not full of shit. So I don't know how he ships and stuff like that, but I would love to try it. I'd love to get some.
We're getting into that aspect of it now. So we're also going through, all the finer details as far as that stuff goes, but we want to make it available to like, be able to ship to you guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
Like, I can imagine.
I can't say it enough. Like it is crazy good.
I mean, just once you buy meat from like a farm compared to like any grocery store, it's like disgusting. Yeah. Like my wife, the farm was sold out down the street from us. And I'm not a picky person. I'm not like a foodie. I just freaking eat and like go back to what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And she made tacos, ground meat and I ate them, and I didn't say anything, but my son was like, "Is it like this? I don't like it." And he was like saying something, and she's like, "Yeah, the farm was sold out, so that's from ShopRite." And I'm like, I literally knew that it tasted like not good, and that's just because since we moved to the area, we're just eating farm like good meat. You know what I mean? And it's a huge difference, crazy. Yeah. So. And we'd love to support you guys. So we'll blast you guys out when he's ready to start shipping and stuff like that. Because we need more of that in the country, man. We need more like real farms getting good, actual, like not disgusting, chemicalized meat to people. And if it tastes good, even better.
Yeah, I know it tastes amazing. I was raised doing barbecues, pig barbecues and stuff, and it comes nothing in comparison to what I've experienced all my other life.
That's all I need to hear. Yeah. Is there anything that we didn't cover with you, UB, that you'd like to talk about?
I know you guys do mythical creatures every once in a while.
Yeah, that's Aaron's department.
Say no more. Yeah.
I got one cool one from my dad. So my dad was a Navy guy. He was stationed in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I've tried Googling this many times and I never seemed to find anything. But he was on like a weekend pass or whatever. And there was like 25 or 30 people there on the beach with him. They were picking up coconuts to like make a barbecue or something like that. And they look out into the water and what looks like a floating pole, like just out there, maybe like 200 yards off the shore, looks like a pole just in the water. And my dad says to his friend, he's like, someone's going to run into that. We should probably, do something about it. And he said, as soon as he did that, the thing like raised its head up out of the water. And it was like a gigantic, it must have been as long as a telephone pole. but it lifted its head up and it had fish in its mouth. And like I've tried Googling this and all that stuff, and I've never found it. And I talked to his friend. So like his friend has kind of like a Tyler and I story where like my dad grew up with this guy. They both went in the Navy. The guy did something with Camo and got attached to my dad's sub. And then they ended up on the same sub together. So like I've talked to him. He was a mayor of Stafford Township. So like he's a very respectable person. There's no bullshit in here. So like I don't know what the hell that was.
Wow.
That's my mythical creature thing to add to the list.
Jeez, that's crazy. Dude, the sea, I'm telling you, like I watched those like those mermaid Aaron, you ever watch those mermaid documentaries?
Oh yeah.
And like dude, by the end of it, I'm like, dude, there's mermaids out there, man. They're out there, and there's like all the witnesses that see them, and so I'm like, the sea, like anything could be like Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot, like, I think it may have been around, like whatever, but that's like it's kind of like I really just want to either it's true or it's not. But with the ocean, like I am so open minded because like they don't know what the hell's going on there. There could be anything in there. Freaking Megalodon could still be in there.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm actually listening to the Jaws audiobook right now, and it really sucks, to be honest with you.
Bro, see, I can't 100% trust you, Aaron, because you said that book, Blood Meridian, was terrible and depressing. Bro, I'm loving it.
Well, no, it's great.
It's a great book.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, it's great. It's a captivating, great book, but it is so bleak and depressing. Or are you just like, or is it just like jazzing you up and just making you excited?
Like talking about scalping innocent people. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I just find it like, I like books like that. And it's hard to find a good, like interesting Western book like that, where he smashes the bottle over the Mexican guy's head in the bar because he wouldn't give him a drink after he sweep. Like I'm like, dude, this is a great book. What's Aaron talking about?
Just what? Well, no, it is good. Like, I'm not saying it's not good, but it is dark, bleak, and depressing. So if that's your kind of thing, then it's awesome. It's perfect for you.
Perfect.
UB, do you know anything about that book?
No, not at all.
Blood Meridian.
It sounds like something UB would know about. Like he seems like that kind of guy. Like he would know,
yeah,
like scalping people and the whole scalping trade and like. I think UB is like a little bit of like a cowboy, man. Like legitimately.
Look up Blood.
You could probably fight too. You could probably fight too, right, UB?
Yeah, I wrestled.
Yeah, oh yeah. See, I could see it. You're like a wire. You're a wire. You probably wrestled what, 125?
140.
140. Okay, I was close. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall you are. How tall are you?
5'9", short kings.
5. Yeah. Short king, bro. I'm 5'7", bro. Leave me alone.
You tower over Casey.
Yeah, 5'9". You're as tall as Conor McGregor. He's not that short.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're a tall guy in my book. But yeah, you look like you could fight.
But the dialogue in the Jaws book is horrible, and there's a bunch of subplots that aren't in the movie that are just like nonsense.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't like that stuff. That
stuff
kind of annoys me.
What's terrible is I kept hearing, I listen to Joe Rogan a bunch too, and he was always saying about the Book of Enoch, and I'm like half an hour, 45 minutes into it, and it's like the worst thing I think I've ever heard. It's kind of.
What is the book? The Book of Enoch? Isn't that a book that they didn't put in the Bible because it wasn't accurate?
So it was something to do with the Ethiopian Bible or something like that. Like it goes with that, but it's like the oldest passed down word for word accurately book or something like that. I think that's what he was saying. So like I gave it a listen because he brought it up like 7-8 times or something like that. So I started listening to that, but they lost me.
Joe Rogan's kind of a dummy anyway. So.
He's all right.
His favorite music right now is AI generated like soul songs.
I don't like that. Every time he talks about that, I don't like it.
No,
I like that weird people making music.
I see you're wearing the Sierra Farrell
hell yeah
tie-dye shirt. Yeah, she's from my home state of West Virginia.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love the hell out of her. she has a CD. If it's ever back in stock online, get that CD. It's probably like her best music ever. But I guess it's not like with her label. So if you ever go see her live, they sell it there. I know for sure. That's where I got mine. It's amazing. Like some of the best music.
Is this like her first CD or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's incredible. I have it in my CD player now.
I feel like on a ranch they would still have CD players there. If I got a CD, I wouldn't even know where to play it.
Yeah, I have a CD player, record player thing.
That's cool.
Records.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's why you have. That's what you. If you start playing records, man, you're definitely gonna have a kid for sure.
Yeah,
you pull out that record, you dust it off, you play it. Some of that old school music, man. You're definitely someone's getting pregnant.
Yeah,
100%.
The beaver blanket, and you're having twins.
Oh, dude! I told Aaron he's got that beaver. Once you make a beaver blanket, it just instantly everything gets more fertile. Your libido goes up. Your test levels spike. Like you can't have. If you're not trying to have kids, like you have no business having a beaver blanket anywhere in your home. It's just stay away from it. And don't get too close to it either. Just leave it away. That with records, man, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Someone's getting pregnant for sure.
Yeah.
That's neat, man. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this artist you guys are referring to, but I'm guessing it's some sort of like reggae kind of thing based off of the shirt with the tie-dye.
Country.
No. She's like a old busker. Well, I say old. She's not very old. She's the same age as like us. But she sings like folksy country kinda, but like
that's cool.
Ish a little bit, but it's not into the cross of like reggae stuff. But you should definitely listen to it. Listen to Charlie Crockett. Definitely gotta listen to Charlie Crockett.
I've listened to Charlie Crockett. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Charlie Crockett's good. But I'm not familiar with her, so I'm gonna look her up now.
Yeah,
I'm always trying to be cultured. Aaron's definitely more cultured on books and music in comparison to me. I'm not very cultured. I wasn't really allowed to look at any of that stuff when I was young or listen to it. It was all the devil.
Yeah.
All he could do is dissect beehives and practice pig squeals.
Yeah.
All he was
my mom would be like,
allowed to
go
do.
outside and practice them squeals. What I tell you? Go outside and that was my homework, bro. Everybody else is reading and doing math. I'm outside just like perfecting the perfect squeal so I can eat dinner.
Good. It comes in handy.
Oh yeah, I mean it served me well. You know what I mean? It served me well. Yeah, man. It's a life skill that everybody should learn. If you rip a pig squeal, like this thing, doors open for you. Just everything works out.
Need to come in, ducks start flying.
Ducks start flying, bro. Some crazy homeless guy's trying to come at you, talking gibberish to you. You just hit him with a rip, bro. He's like gone. He's never.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever done that to him in his life.
He's like, I've never seen this on this side of the wall.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even know what that is. I ain't even see shit like that. He just like stumbles away, just like mumbling to himself. No homeless people out by you though, right? That's a trend with falconers these days.
Yeah, not right here. When I lived in Reno, there was quite a lot of homeless people, but I always steered clear of them. I didn't want to fuck up their high or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
That in the process, I'm good. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, and you don't know what they're going through. They're just like same thing like we talked. Passage goshawks, adopting pit bulls, homeless people. Like you don't know what they've seen. What's going to trigger them. You do the wrong thing, and you just get a rusty screwdriver in your ribs from behind. Like you don't need that. You know what I mean? Just move along.
It's silly.
Keep it moving.
Keep going and stuff. It'll be all right.
Yeah, and I feel like out on the ranch there, if anybody that looks at a picture of Chad in any photo that a normal person would be smiling in, and you just see Chad's face, like I can't imagine a homeless person would want to be in that area, or I don't think Chad would even. I mean, if I was a homeless person, I would definitely avoid the Reynolds Ranch. Seeing him and with that look on his face, I'm like, all right. And even his daughter, I mean, she'll smack you in the head with a shovel. She doesn't play around. Yeah, she does not play around either, man.
Yeah, she's no joke. She's pretty badass.
Oh yeah,
she works better than I do.
That's cool. See, I don't know. Aaron could probably ride. We talked about this. I think Aaron could probably ride a horse better than me because of his test level percentage being so low. I think he knows how to like. You got to like roll your hips into it. I'm not. Yeah. That's not a natural. It's not a natural thing for me to do, right, Aaron?
it's confirmed that I can't ride a horse because
maybe your test levels are higher than we thought.
Last time I rode a horse, I just obliterated my balls on it. So
yeah, it'll be like that sometimes. It's tough time in the saddle.
Yeah, you got to get with the rhythm. You know what I mean? You got to tap into your feminine size and get into the rhythm, and then you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enough of this. Anything else, UB, before we wrap this thing up?
No, I think we touched on everything. If not, I'll message you about it. Be like, I fucking forgot. Damn it.
Message me. And then where can people find you? Like, your videos is like as pristine and beautiful as it can, as it can get, that country you're in, chasing those Duskies. So where can people find you and check your stuff out?
Just like on Instagram at the Hippie Uplander. That's pretty much all that I really post towards.
Okay. Facebook, none of that? YouTube, no?
No.
Okay. Fair enough, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.